heel turn. Can you believe this? We are here. We are the Shoot Brothers podcast. Boom.
Oh, I've missed that song.
Could that be the last time we hear that song? Who knows? It's been a wild, crazy, wet, and fun weekend in the world of professional wrestling. And as always, we are your hosts of the Shoot Brothers podcast. Mike the Shoot Shepherd, Cameron Thunder Osborne.
Hello, hello.
And yes, it was, last week we had a pay-per-view. This week we had another one. And I had questions. I got some definitive answers. So
this was fantastic. And this gave certainly SmackDown was on Friday night the opportunity to do the rare Fallout and Go Home show. The SummerSlam Fallout and the Payback Go Home. It's something that you just don't see on like the regular scheduled broadcast.
Once in a generation.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this is, I'm sure somewhere around, and this one happens in the fall, Mike. I mean, we are at the begin. We have just stuck the tip into the month of September, and this happens in the fall when we go to Saudi. We have Survivor Series. There's a takeover. We're going back to back to back to back to back to back, and this past week was no different.
That's what it was this year, because I don't think we're going to Saudi come October. So. We had that action-packed month a month earlier, but this is exactly it.
You're right. I'm going to assume we're not going to Saudi Arabia, right? Is that safe?
At least, they're not allowed to. Once they're allowed to, I'm sure they'll be back.
Like, they would have to go and then hang out there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and a weekend, I think, is bad enough for a lot of them.
Oh, my God, yeah.
2 weeks.
I don't want to be in Saudi Arabia for, 20 minutes, let alone... 2 weeks to wait it out, but that is so like we were saying, Payback was this past weekend. We had the short, I guess it's been 6 days since our last show. I love when we get in these grooves of not quite once a week.
We're like the Wednesday Night War right now. We're all over the place.
We're all over the place. The Wednesday War isn't even happening sometimes.
No, it hasn't been on a Wednesday, for 2 weeks now.
Everything's moving around. Shout out to the people at the USA Network, TNT, who are able to, move things around like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's
and the ratings have held up, so that shows that the audience is smart enough to follow. So.
And that's what it is, it sort of seems like the first show to crack and leave Wednesday night, you will benefit because you won't have to have that split of the audience, but you'll have to take kind of like the moral loss. You walked away, and is it going to be Vince? Is it going to be Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes? We do not know. But yeah, let's kick off our week. Let's get to the beginning of our wrestling week. Let's crown a new champion. Let's crown a new tweet of the week champion. It's the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. I was thinking about this the other day. I would like to kind of amend certain tweet of the week rules because for over a year now we've been touting how this title belt can be won by anybody.
Yes.
But I do want to specify that I think you have to be somebody or something of note. Joe Schmo on Twitter over there. Joe Schmo _69 _ like he's probably not gonna arouse the fun the same way that somebody else might.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do want to just kind of add a little asterisk there at the end. Yes, anybody can win, but you got to be somebody who is somebody.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. And now that we have all that out of the way, we're talking about somebody who is somebody. We know we have this Fatal 4-Way coming up on NXT. We're going to get to that later on in the show. And we have talked about Finn Balor's we're on tattoo watch, as it were. Every single week it seems like there's something new. It looks like fun little drawings almost. It almost like if a really talented child was drawing stuff.
Yeah, and there's like a little dinosaur with a party hat on or something.
Clearly more legible than a child could do. But it's as if it's like what you see in a cartoon when it's a kid,
like Calvin and Hobbes drawing a cartoon.
Yeah, it's just like that. And his new tattoos have certainly gotten our attention. And he wanted, so he updated the world. He sent out a little video on his Twitter account, which was kind of like a panoramic view of all the tattoos he's got. This little dinosaur, he has a cactus there, another sunflower type thing, and just like it aroused our curiosity about what his new tattoos, it aroused the curiosity of our brand new Tweet of the Week champion, Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay
Lohan, but a name, a name you probably haven't heard in a long time. Of course, Finn Balor put out this little video, and Lindsay Lohan responded to him by "Those are cool," and the sunglasses face, the cool guy sunglass emoji. Lindsay Lohan, I don't know if she's a fan of professional wrestling, WWE, or maybe she's just a fan of the coup de grace. I really don't know what it is, which drew her to Finn Balor's Twitter account. Maybe they're like the same age. Maybe they've been in the same room one time. But whatever the reason might be, Lindsay Lohan, you are our brand new Tweet of the Week champion.
Wow, maybe she's just hot for Balor. Who knows?
Oh, I never thought about being hot for Balor. But, and of course, when you become a new Tweet of the Week champion, you are kind of added to the rotating list of Twitter accounts that people are paying attention to.
How
who knows?
How active is Lindsay on Twitter there?
Well, and I'm thinking exactly how much other wrestling-related content is up there on her Twitter account.
You didn't take a quick scroll?
I didn't take a quick scroll of the other stuff. Sort of this one came up because I want to keep it fresh, right?
Well, what if like a week ago she said, "I hate all blacks," and now you're crowning her a champion?
No, we would have heard. We would have heard if that happened.
I've just gotta be clear.
That's a good point. You do have to I guess be thorough. You're right. I should next time. Certainly we'll be thorough.
But no, like you said, she is someone, so we would have heard of someone.
Oh, if someone said something, we would certainly.
If Joe Blow from Under the Bridge said it, no.
Joe Schmo from Under the Bridge is always saying it. That's why we never hear about it. But that's it. Congratulations, Lindsay Lohan, Tweet of the Week champion.
Congrats. All right.
Let's keep transitioning here, because like I just said earlier on in the show, the incredible Fallout and Go Home. Can you imagine? Can you imagine such a beautiful show which might occur? Because we just had SummerSlam last weekend, we have Payback this weekend, and we still had a show between the two. That's right, we're talking SmackDown. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait, they used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live.
Yeah, The Fiend just won his title, and he finds out he's got to defend it, so they're scrambling to get this thing together. They got to get the contract filled out. It's only 2 days before, they haven't even filled out the contract.
And when I hear that, I say to myself, I understand. Like, I'm sure the contractual agreements, there is due process which needs to occur. Lawyers need to overlook things. Like, this isn't going to happen overnight.
Certainly, but do you think, the headlining band at Coachella is signing up 2 days before?
Actually, in a funny note, it is funny you say that. When I went to Bonnaroo, it was supposed to be Mumford & Sons was supposed to be one of the headlining bands on a Sunday, right? And they canceled 2 days before the event due to a diagnosis the bass player just got about like a brain tumor he had. Literally 2 days before, because we were down in the United States, we weren't using our cell phones, we didn't hear about this. It wasn't until we arrived to the show did we find out that he was replaced, or that the Mumford & Sons was replaced with Jack Johnson.
Well, that's a bit different, but
clearly somebody was on call.
Oh yeah, No,
There's
but
always somebody on
your main
call.
event. Their main event. They wouldn't have signed. They wouldn't have waited till 2 days before to sign Mumford and Sons.
Yeah, you would think that the WWE would have a bunch of lawyers on retainer for this exact purpose. Vince can call them in the middle of the night, like, "We need you to make up a contract," and then he kind of wakes up and just starts typing away. But that was not the case, apparently.
No, instead we've got management crony Adam Pearce is back. He shows up every once in a while. They never really explained how or why. He just showed up one day, didn't he?
This guy?
Adam Pearce, yeah. The backstage guy.
Should I recognize him?
He's been on the show once or twice before.
Okay.
I don't remember
Is he the same guy that was like Bailey and Sasha Banks's therapy?
I don't think so, but he kind of looks like him.
Okay.
Anyways, this Pierce guy, he's trying to keep things together, and he goes to talk to Vince McMahon, who gives him the tall order of he's the one who has to track down the 3 men and get all their signatures for that Universal title match. So that's his case for the night.
That's a tough job, and that's a tough job because this is the Blue Brand. We only have 2 hours to do this.
Yeah. But we get a title match, Intercontinental Championship. The new champ, Jeff, defending against Shinsuke Nakamura. And the match itself was all right. AJ's there talking smack. Hardy gets the win, retains his title. But as he's celebrating, the big story is Sami Zayn makes his big return. And he's still got his Intercontinental Championship that he never actually lost. He just took his COVID break. And looks like he hasn't cut his hair since he's been gone either. He had some long spaghetti strands flowing there.
What a flow, Sami Zayn. He's a good Canadian boy. He grows a good Canadian. He grows a good Canadian flow.
Yeah, good looking flow there. So he's back. He decks Jeff Hardy, lays him out. So he's claiming he's still the champ. But we've got another double champion situation here.
The classic double champ situation. This is a match which gets booked immediately in the UFC. There are often interim champions while other champions can't fight or won't fight, and then when they are able to, can or will, they have the unification, right? Yeah. So you gotta love a good unification match.
Yeah, it's there's precedent, so let's have it. I'm just glad Sammy's back. Good to have him back.
Very much so.
Then we go to the Firefly Funhouse, where Bray's hanging out. He's happy. He's got his Universal title back. When he gets a knock on a door, it's the stoolie, Adam Pearce. He's dressed up as like a mailman. And he's got the contract, and Bray doesn't give him any trouble. He just signs it. So 1 down.
1 down, 2 to go.
2 to go. Other than that, what do we got? Adam Pearce, he goes to Roman's door, knocks on it. He doesn't answer. So he's going to keep looking around for a bit.
We'll find him, hopefully. Hopefully we'll find him.
Yeah. So then eventually he starts talking to Drew Gulak. He's like, yeah, I'll help you with Braun. And then Gulak grabs a chair, smacks Braun in the back, and then tosses it to Pierce to try to frame him. And he's like, easy there, Braun. That wasn't me. That was Gulak. But, I have you here. Can you sign this? And Braun says he's not signing until he gets a piece of Gulak. So they have a quick match. Braun destroys him with the power slam. Pierce comes out, gets his signature.
This was a weird way to get a signature. This was a weird way to get Braun to sign.
Yeah.
We know Braun Strowman's a monster, so seeing him destroy Drew Gulak.
Yeah, it didn't really do anything extra. But,
not really.
Yeah. They just wanted to make Pierce work hard, I guess.
That's what it is.
And then he approaches Vince. He's like, hey, Vince, I got 2. He's like, yeah, well, I wanted 3. So we'll get more of that.
We'll get more of this Adam Pearce saga.
Yeah. What was that? Oh, yeah, backstage, Tamina's talking to Nikki Cross, asks her about Alexa, and Nikki just says she's worried, and Bliss shows up. She gives Nikki a hug, but Nikki notices she's changed her hair. She's gone back to the pigtails. She's got the pink dyed on the ends there. And Nikki says it reminds her of The Fiend. And Bliss just says, don't be ridiculous. I thought you'd be more supportive. That's what friends do, support each other. I thought we were best friends. But I guess I was wrong. So much for friendship. And she just grabs the mug, the one she gave Nikki last year, and she smashes it on the floor. Walks off.
Smashes the mug, returning back. I like that. I like that Alexa Bliss, the OG Alexa Bliss kind of look.
We're turning. I love it. We're getting some evil Bliss. Yeah, and then we go backstage again. Pierce, he finally tracks down Reigns, but Roman, he wants to read the whole thing before he's going to sign it. So we're going to have to wait even more.
Which by the way, the first like sensical thing that's been said all day, Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman blindly signed contracts created by Vince McMahon. That's a lot of trust. That is a lot of trust.
I mean, you would hope they have some sort of representative that runs it ahead of time backstage, an agent or.
I thought that was Pierce's job.
Well,
make sure it's a good contract for them to sign.
Yeah.
Not like a Backstreet Boys, they get all your money situation.
Yeah. Then I guess the main event was really important. There was just Big E teaming up with Heavy Machinery, beating Morrison, Miz, and Sheamus. But then the closing of the show, we go backstage once again. Pierce, he's really running out of time here. He's with Roman, sitting on the couch, and he says, "Give us the terms that we need, and I will be at Payback on Sunday, and I'll win back my Universal title." That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. And then we pan to the right, and Paul Heyman, the devil himself, is sitting there with Roman Reigns, and Paul says, "Believe that." So, oh boy, at this point, the shoot meter is going wild.
That I never saw coming. If we now that I never saw coming.
Yeah, the return was one thing. I was still not sure. I'm like, he did a little heelish things, but I'm not ready to commit. But then this is making me like 90% of the way there.
Reigns and Heyman, the two men who have been at each other's throats over the years of the Big Dog and Brock Lesnar. In terms of SmackDown, it really just felt like the entire show was leading to that.
And that's that was a good payoff though.
It was like 2-hour payoff to really set up the main event of our pay-per-view.
Yeah, Roman, he was kind of acting like a jerk all night, but then that was huge moment at the end there.
Well, it's the Kevin Durant thing. If you can't beat him,
there you go.
Just join him.
But he did not sign the contract though. He just was letting him know Heyman's there with him, and he gave him his word he'll be there Sunday.
Pen was not put to paper. Which is a fantastic heel move for Roman.
Yeah. And no retribution on SmackDown either.
No retribution. I thought this would have been like possibly even like the unmasking or the reveal.
Yeah, I'm hearing some hot rumors that going forward they're going to be only on Raw. A Raw stable.
The Raw retribution. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like they would be subject to the exact same brand-to-brand invitational rules that everybody else would be.
Yeah, I mean, once you once you start playing by the rules, you got to pick a show.
And you only got 3. You've only got 3 brand-to-brand switches.
Yeah.
Or else, and then you're all out. And that was how SmackDown concluded. Fantastic reveal there at the end. The big turn. What is happening to Roman Reigns? But goddamn, do those teeth look great. Let's move right on to like it was like the next night or something like that. Our second pay-per-view in as many weeks. So let's talk about Payback.
Review. Payback. Here we go. Pre-show. Did you catch the pre-show?
No, probably not.
Well, we got a little tag team match. One that actually had some storyline at least going in. So Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan taking on the Iconics. And at one point, Ruby and Liv called themselves the Living Riot, which I think is better than the Riot Squad.
Yeah, because they're not a squad anymore.
And it's got more for Liv's got a part of it. It
does have her like little name there too. Yeah, when Sarah Logan was there, like a leader plus 2, that's a squad. Yeah. But 1 plus 1, they're on equal footing at this point.
So there we go. Move over, Quiet Riot. We've got Living Riot.
You got the big Riot.
And they had nice matching yellow plaid gear. But anyways, typical pre-show match. Ruby hits the Riot kick on Billy, gets the 3 count.
Man, these Iconics are not stacking up wins.
Well, we'll see if they can win when it counts. But that was your pre-show. No heartfelt Renee Young. She's gone now. So Charlie's in charge. And she's the one that tells us Drew McIntyre suffered a hairline jaw fracture from those 3 punts. So he's not even on the pay-per-view tonight.
Was he supposed to be?
They never booked him, but
yeah, I can't.
They didn't have time. They only had one Raw, and he got kicked in the head a bunch.
Yeah, they didn't have time. They didn't even have time to book the match. But one match we did have time to book with. Let's kick off the show. We have Apollo Crews. He's defending his United States Championship against Bobby Lashley. Of course, we know the rest of the Hurt Business is gonna be there.
Yeah, they're there. And pretty much just like the way we thought it was going to go down, Apollo gets beaten, and he's probably going to disappear after Bobby locks in that full Nelson. He called it I think he called it the Hurt Lock now.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Good play on pop culture.
I like that.
So yeah, Lashley's the new U.S. champ, and we figured this had to end with the Hurt Business finally getting the win, and yeah, Apollo, what the hell is he going to do now?
And the Hurt Business, what do they do now, right? I mean, they've been focused on this United States Championship for the entire duration that they've been an entity. And maybe like watch out like the rest of the Raw roster because hey, mid-carders, come at us. You can't fuck with us.
Shelton's getting that 24/7 title.
Oh yeah, this is the most successful. This might be one of the most successful kind of squads going right now.
Yeah. And then they had a unique ending afterwards. MVP grabs this cameraman from beside the ring, and he makes him take pictures, and then we get like this still photo effect on the screen. It's kind of interesting.
Real?
Did you notice that?
I thought that was lag.
It was like
you're right. I thought maybe I didn't hear it.
You thought your screen just froze?
I thought it kind of lagged out for a second, and
no,
okay.
It was cinematic. Yeah. But it was, that's all it was.
I like to think, I hope that something like that was retribution, but doing some good back there in the production van.
No, that was on purpose. MVP grabbed the cameraman and he took a picture. And it was like we saw through the cameraman's camera.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyways, after the match, Apollo's pissed off and hits Lashley. So maybe they're going to continue. But I see no reason.
Yeah, he did run out of the ring saying like, I'm getting my title back.
Yeah. So I don't know, but we go backstage. Kayla Braxton's hanging out. She sees Paul Heyman. She asks, is Roman going to sign the contract for that match tonight? And he says, you'll have to ask Roman Reigns. And then she goes into Roman Reigns' private locker room. But Kayla's not allowed in.
The camera is not.
Nope. No cameras, no Kaylas. But we got Big E taking on Sheamus here. And this was just this was a good big boy bruiser match. Smacking each other's around. I didn't have much going in. Didn't even know this match was booked until a day before.
Yeah, because we just saw it on SmackDown like the week before.
Yeah.
So it was funny to see it kind of go back to back. But yeah, you're exactly right. Like two of the bigger, stronger guys on the SmackDown roster going at it. It's going to be heavy hitting.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And Sheamus, he was switching it up a bit, doing more submission-style stuff, working those limbs. Hits a really big knee at one point. Goes for the bro kick, but then Big E catches him into a big power bomb, followed by the big ending, and that gives him the win. And then afterwards, Big E's real fired up. He's just yelling in Corey's face, I'm ready, let's go!
He was saying, preach!
He's preaching. Preach, Corey. You tell him. You let them all know I'm ready. And I don't know if you saw his Talking Smack promos recently. He's been on fire.
Oh, really?
Really good. Yeah. They might have shown a clip too, but
I'll have to be sure to check those out. Well, we're seeing
Talking Smack?
We are seeing. Oh, of course I remember Talking Smack.
It just came back like last week, and him and Miz. The Miz is the master of it, but he cut a real fiery promo. Big E.
Some of the best promos were on Talking Smack.
Yeah.
For sure. And exactly, we're seeing it. We're in the infancy stages of the Big E push.
The Big E singles run, he's coming. He's
ready. Where are we pushing him to?
I don't know. If if it's a slow push, you slowly build his way up to be one of the guys to challenge Roman Reigns in a couple months.
In a couple months, right? I mean, of course, like as soon as we move into the fall, remember we have. I feel like we're either on one side or the other side of building to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and with the crazy year we've had, I feel like this year's Royal Rumble is going to be more wide open than any for who could potentially win.
Yeah, who can, or at least who can make it down to that final four.
Yeah, the prestigious
Final Four.
Let's go to the not so prestigious King Corbin. We're just waiting for another King of the Ring tournament so we can get rid of
Just
that.
waiting.
But he's taking on Matt Riddle. They've been building this program for a couple weeks, and Riddle's great. Corbin was okay. He was Corbin. But the right man won. Riddle gets the win after hitting his floating bro. And then afterwards, Corbin's all angry, attacks him backstage, puts him through a catering table.
And you know what, man? And we knock on Roman. Oh, sorry, wow. We rock on Bear and Corbin so much. Mm-hmm. We really do. I do. But dude, like he's on TV every week, and he's constantly losing. He's got
his crown though. He's got his crown.
You know, you gotta give it to the guy. You gotta give it to the guy who comes to work with a smile on his face, walks out, keeps losing. It's gotta suck. Matt Riddle comes up, you lose to him. Somebody else comes up from NXT, you lose to him for a little while.
It's the name of the game.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got it down pat. I hope whatever they're paying him is not enough.
I don't know. Let's not go too far here with the Baron Corbin love. But let's continue because we got the women's tag team titles on the line. Sasha Banks and Bayley taking on Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. For the third time this week, Nia's got a different hairstyle. But thankfully, she spent more time on that than in the actual match. Shayna carried the team, I think, spending most of the time doing the heavy lifting.
I also noticed very, very little Nia Jax. I think the only time I saw her, she missed a leg drop. I was like, oh, God, how do you miss a leg drop?
Yeah, so, I got to say, after WrestleMania, losing Baszler was kind of fizzling out. But in this match, kind of rebuilt her a bit. She looked really good here. She basically spends the whole time just fighting the two women by herself. She's working them over, looking for her submissions. And then finally, she gets the Kirifuda clutch on Bayley. But then Sasha comes at her, so she counters, puts her in a Muda lock, so she's got them both locked up. Sasha tries to escape, but then she uses her own arm to strangle Bayley. And Bayley taps out, costing Sasha her only title left. So Shayna and Nia are the new champs.
Shayna and Nia, brand new champs. You know what? I didn't think this was particularly good.
You didn't like the match?
I don't think I did. Yeah, or at least the way that we've rushed this Shayna Nia thing, or at least Sasha Bayley's been so good that I've been waiting for their downfall to be so good, and them losing the titles, I feel it wasn't as good as the entire arc has been.
Yeah, I'll take that. Definitely wouldn't be the team that I would pick to take the belts for sure. But I think for them, it's more about, they just want to push that story along further. Once Sasha lost one, they have to get the other one off. But why couldn't have been the Iconics or something?
Or whether it be an established team, or even give us with a few weeks, it's the emotional reason to be backing Shayna. And not Nia Jax. It should not have been Nia Jax. Shayna and somebody else. Or two completely other performers, right? Like, give us a reason to be invested.
Yeah. I did like the finish, though, with the double submission thing.
Kudos for making Shayna Baszler look like a badass.
Yeah, she looked the best she has since before WrestleMania, in this match at least.
Definitely, and like you said, the way she sort of fizzled away, it's great to see her as strong as she was on NXT.
Yeah, so Sasha and Bayley, they're stunned. Charlie gets an in-ring interview with them after. Nia's all cheery, celebrating like she did the work. Maybe that'll be their gimmick.
That'll be their shtick.
Yeah.
Which is great for everybody, because it keeps Nia Jax on TV, which is what WWE wants, but it keeps her out of the ring, which is what the fan wants. That's a win-win. That's a win-win.
Perfect. But let's go on here. Randy Orton taking on Keith Lee. And this time Lee came out. He's got like a fur pelt around his waist.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and some hooded Saiyan armor. Apparently, it was inspired by some Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
So still the same music, the bad music from Raw. But oh well.
Yeah. Well, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, it's not our problem. But this match I think didn't go as long as we thought. But by design, it was just there to make Lee look like a powerhouse, and I think he did. Early on, Randy got some moves in though. He hit some very loud chops onto Keith Lee.
Yeah, the bigger the chest, the louder the chop.
Yeah, and that shirt might have had a nice material too to really clap.
A choppable material.
Yeah, so Randy gets a couple moves in. Those chops, his draping DDT. He goes for the RKO, but he can't hit it. Lee counters, pops him up for the Spirit Bomb, and gets the 3 count. So huge win for Lee in only 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh my, yeah, it certainly felt like it. Like, that's how you make a star.
Yeah, he looks like a big deal right away. Big win.
And I can't think of anybody who's like been put over like as strongly this year. Of course, like his performance in Survivor Series last year put him on the map.
Yeah.
And now we have, then we had his stint with Lesnar in the Rumble. Now we just took out Orton right away. Like, this was not a fluke.
Yeah, now everybody knows who Keith Lee is.
And God, yeah, just better song. Just like we're okay. I think as
take
fans,
the shirt off.
As fans, I think we're okay that it's a different song. Like we're okay that there's a new song.
Change is okay, but
make it better. Make
it's
it
so generic.
Oh God, I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like an AEW song, just kind of like middle of the like.
Pretty much. The only part I know is like the beginning. It's like, oh, bask in his glory.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's like they added like this little Bobby Roode yeah, kind of thing. And this was so great to see. I just got to say one more thing. This was so great to see because of how often and routinely the main roster seems to botch new superstars' entrances. Their introductions, and it was just such a relief to see them get this one right.
Yeah, no, all signs so far looking good for Lee.
Very much so.
But let's go backstage once again where Kayla is still waiting around, asking Heyman again about Roman. And he says, look, Roman said he would sign. He promised before the end of the night. So he's going to sign. He's going to leave as champ. Believe it. We'll see.
Okay.
But before we get to that, we got tag team action. Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic teaming up against Seth Rollins and his disciple Murphy. Once again, they could have just saved this. We didn't get a proper finish on Raw, so we'll just pretend like this is the first time they're doing
it. Yeah, let's just pretend it's the first time.
But once again, Dominic, he's killing it. He's just coming off like a natural in the ring. Not just with the moves he does, but like his presence, his selling, the way he gets fired up. He's good. He's great.
Yeah. No, I agree. For somebody who was not on the Indies, did not have his stint in NXT, he's just here. And
I noticed his hood is now gone from the costume.
Yeah, I think they figured that one out pretty soon.
Yeah, don't have to keep pulling it down. And Ray as well. I don't know what he's always got some blue, red, and yellow. I don't know what the character was this week. He always inspires. Yeah,
every time I see a Rey Mysterio, ring gear, I know that he's referencing something. I rarely know what the reference is.
Yeah, but I like that he's got a different style of eye patch for the eye.
Yeah, the eye patch. It's nice that the eye patch changes too.
Yeah, he's keeping up the gimmick.
Yeah.
But fun, just a good old tag match. No weapons needed this time. They were just good old wrestling. Ray and Dominic, father and son, working well together here. But Rollins, he picks up Ray for a power bomb, going for the buckle bomb, but he wants Murphy to kick Ray in the head on the way down as he does it. But Ray reverses with a Hurricane Rana mid-move, so Murphy kicks Rollins in the head. So he's taken out. Ray gets Murphy on the ropes, tags in Dominic, who hits... tags in Dominic. Dominic hits the 619 and the frog splash onto Murphy, and that gets him the first ever win in WWE.
His first ever pin.
Pin, win, everything. Yes. So great match. Another great outing for Dominic.
Yeah, and for back to back, a week apart, he has pretty much delivered on both instances.
And I'm sure his body's still got to be purple underneath that shirt. He's still healing from those kendo shots. But afterwards, Rollin looked very pissed at Murphy as he walks off without him after getting kind of costing him the match a little bit.
Well, Seth Rollins isn't one to lose too often.
No, and especially to a kid like Dominic.
To a rookie? Murphy losing to a rookie? That's shenanigans.
But let's go. It's time for the main event of the evening. We're supposed to have a triple threat match, no holds barred, for the Universal title. The Fiend versus Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. So the Fiend comes out first with the blue title. No custom Fiend title this time.
Yeah, I was expecting the custom title.
Yeah, but maybe that was a sign of things to come. But anyways, as the Fiend's making his entrance, before he can take off his coat, Braun just appears and attacks him. So the ref rings the bell. The match starts. No sign of Roman. We don't know what's going on, but the match is happening. So Braun and the Fiend, they're just brawling around. Fiend slams Braun through the announce table. Then he goes under the ring, brings out his giant mallet. And a couple times throughout the match, we just cut backstage to scenes of Alexa just watching on the TV, looking intrigued.
She's doing the old "I'm standing watching the monitor" thing, twirling her pigtails. Yeah. Okay,
but I like it. At least we got some involvement with her. Then we get more weaponry, steel steps. They fight up to the stage. Strowman just charges at the Fiend. They go flying off the stage, crash through some tables. So they get up off the floor. They fight back into the ring eventually, make their way up to the top turnbuckle. Fiend hits a giant superplex, which causes the ring to explode and collapse. The ref goes tumbling over the ropes.
We haven't seen a good ring collapse in years.
Yeah, I think this is only maybe the third or fourth time in history. So always a cool visual. The ring's broken. Everyone's knocked out. Some people online noted that there was no LED boards around the ring all night, so some people speculated, hey, maybe something's going to happen.
To access under the ring, in that little spot
for the break. But anyway, so this thing's exploded. Both men are down. When the big dog Roman Reigns, his music hits, he comes out onto the stage. He's got a chair in hand. Paul Heyman by his side. Paul gives him the contract. He signs it. Marches down to the ring, and he gets in, and he yells at Heyman, "Send down a ref." So he does. He covers the Fiend, but the Fiend kicks out, so he tries to cover Braun. He kicks out, so Roman's getting pissed. He grabs the chair and just starts beating the hell out of Braun with it. He goes towards the Fiend. Fiend stands up, locks in the mandible claw, but then Roman kicks him in the balls, takes the Fiend out, and then he turns back around to Braun, hits him with a spear, pins him for the 3 count. We've got a new Universal Champion. And it's just to seal the deal, as he's celebrating, Paul Heyman lifts his arm at the top of the ramp. So it's official. Heel Roman.
So much happened in it felt like 10, well, it was like 10 minutes, felt like.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
So much happened in this match. The contract signing halfway through was perfect. Of course, inspired by Heyman's guidance, I'm sure. Coming down to the ring with the weapon. Roman's wearing a shirt for some reason. What's under the shirt?
No vest, yeah. So that's more...
He's
a heel.
What is under Roman's shirt? That's what I want to know.
I think we've seen him shirtless before.
Exactly. Let's see it again. He's a badass. Well, yeah. Badasses don't wear shirts.
Well, from now on, he just didn't have time to take the shirt off this time.
Because it all happened so fast. Of course, the Fiend, Alexa Bliss kind of stuff, going back to her Harley Quinn type of ways.
Yeah, so we didn't directly get her involved in the match, but she still has a presence on this show. Because, that's, one more thing. If you want to kick this heel turn up to 11, you have Roman give Alexa Bliss a Superman punch.
Oh, my God.
And then the Fiend just cries in agony.
Not a big spear? It has to be a Superman punch?
Well, both. Well, a Superman punch, both.
Both. Oh, my God. And that was, and of course, then we roll off air, and what felt like, it was like a 2-hour, I feel like there's movies.
It was 9:30, and this thing was done.
There are movies that are longer than this.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, if you thought you didn't see last week's coming, you fucking, I don't know what you saw this week.
Yeah,
This was.
The SummerSlam's tagline should have been, "You'll never see the next 7 days coming."
Yeah. But this was amazing. I loved it. A lot of us have been aching for a Roman heel turn, and they did it in such an unexpected way. I think it works. It's amazing.
Yes.
And there's no crowd there to cheer it, so you're going to get the results you want because he's actually going to be a heel.
And, of course, bringing Paul Heyman back into the fold, who we haven't seen since Lesnar last probably, made his way off
since
TV.
WrestleMania, I guess, probably.
And just the two of them combining, I can't wait till Friday to hear just more about this. Of course, the Universal Champion is going to be there.
Oh, yeah. And, he's going to have some sort of heel promo to cut.
And what Roman gives you, what Brock didn't give you was just that, I'll show up more often.
Yeah, he'll be there every week.
And the combination of having having a present champion and Paul Heyman is kind of, we're getting our cake and we're eating it too.
Yeah. And, and now this flips things around. You've left the room for the Fiend to officially establish himself as just the top babyface, if you wanted to. Him and Alexa, even though they'll still do evil things, but they'll be the ones you want to root for.
Yeah, they're like an over evil.
Yeah.
Or they're evil and over. They're one of those two.
One of those. Or both.
And that was Payback.
That was the Payback. No retribution once again on the pay-per-view.
Again,
they don't work pay-per-views, I guess.
This is where I thought they would have revealed themselves. Not necessarily in the main event at one point, because now if it doesn't happen, WWE's dangerously close to missing the window on revealing these guys.
Yeah, because we're not progressing anymore. They can only fuck shit up for so long.
And I think and they fucked shit up in the parking lot. Then they went to the production van, and then they actually went to the ring. It's sort of like, what else is there for them to screw around with?
Yeah,
they go to their the wrestlers' homes, and they're playing Nicky 9 Door. Or maybe they're breaking into their house and doing pranks and stuff, sell saran wrap over the toilet.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see if they make an appearance on Raw.
Yeah, hopefully they will. I mean, if you heard they're going to be Raw exclusive, hopefully this coming Monday we will have some exciting information about that. That was Payback, though.
That was.
And of course, we are. Oh God. Oh, God, Mike. Oh, God.
We're not through the streak of pay-per-views yet.
We're 3 days away from All Out.
Yeah, but thankfully we do learn the next WWE pay-per-view is not till September 27th.
Oh, my God.
The Clash of Champions is back.
Clash of Champions, that's a fun one.
Yeah,
that's where all the champions
Every title's on the line.
Get to go for it. That would be fun. Maybe it'd be fun to see the women's tag. Would be fun to maybe see an NXT belt or there or something. Why the heck not? I mean, I guess there is there's 17 titles. So yeah, we could make it a whole WrestleMania.
We'll see. We got time to build to that.
Yeah, we have a month to build to that. But yeah, like I said, All Out's in 3 days. Did you know that?
I did. And I'm looking forward to it.
And I am looking forward to it. Let's cover last week's AEW Dynamite.
AEW. All Elite. They coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Yeah, because a couple important things happen. Like we said, we are leading towards All Out, and this is not the go-home show, but this is more or less like our go-home show to this event.
Yeah, and I think most of the biggest matches are established after this one, anyways. So let's kick off. We've got a tag team gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders for those tag titles.
Yeah, tag team gauntlet. It's
good old
who's it gonna be? Who's in this match again?
We got Young Bucks started off against Dustin and QT Marshall, the Natural Nightmares or something.
That's what they're called. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Dustin gets to hit his one token destroyer for the match.
Everybody gets one.
But the Bucks have too much experience together, so they're not going to lose this early. They hit a big double knee strike on QT, get the pin, eliminate them. And then we bring out the Best Friends next to take on the Bucks. And we just get some good tag wrestling here. Bucks are doing flips and super kicks all over the place. They're ready to go for the Meltzer driver when Hangman shows up. Hangman's here, and he grabs Nick Jackson by the leg, distracting him. Back in the ring, Trent rolls up Matt for the 3 count. So Hangman has screwed over his own friends. And Adam Page just walks off looking very conflicted. And commentary note, something looks different in the Hangman's eyes.
Something looks darker.
Something's going on there. The pain, the toil.
What pain, what toil? Hangman, just talk to us.
Well, he drinks those pains.
He drinks the sorrows away, I guess.
Yeah, but the Best Friends, so they'll take it. They're continuing on here against the final team, FTR. They come out and they just dominate. They work over Chucky T's leg, and the commentary barely even realized that he's forced to tap out. They just kind of talk over the finish. But the FTR win. They've won the gauntlet and the tag title shot it all out.
The opportunity to take on the aforementioned Adam Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. Cool thing about this, which I did notice, I think like somewhere just amongst like the promo for this match, the teams came out in their contendership order. So the Nightmares,
like by ranking?
By ranking. So it was like the Nightmares were the number 4 contender, the Young Bucks number 3. And then the Best Friends came out, and of course FTR, they already won the number 1. They're the number 1 power ranking.
Yeah, they've never lost in AEW.
Which I thought that was a cool little addition to the Gauntlet match. You know, we know who's going to come out, but that's
and
what
it's fair. It makes sense. You get a slight advantage because you're the better team.
That's exactly it. You fight for these to be in a higher position on these power rankings. It's nice to see them come into play.
Yes, I like it. What else we got? MJF comes down to the ring. He's got a walker and a neck brace. And we bring Moxley out because we got to have a contract signing.
The old contract signing. What's his name? MJF looking great in the way, in like the Argyle neck brace, or like the whatever the material that he always has on.
Yeah. So and he's got his attorney with him, of course. So the contract for the world title match, they added the stipulation banning the paradigm shift. So MJF signs right away. And then Moxley hesitates. They cut promos on each other. But
someone brought up Renee Young, and then that was the fucking line when MJF said that.
That's what got Moxley pretty angry. But he's saying, you know what? You're just forcing me to get creative. All the limbs I could snap, all the ways I could choke you out. So on September 5th, you're a dead man. And then Moxley signs. So the move is banned. MJF and his team, they start celebrating. They're laughing, calling him an idiot. And then Moxley says, hey, thanks for being cool about page 17. And they're like, what? It was only 16 pages. What did you add? So he could have added a lot, but it finds out all it is that next week there's going to be a tune-up match where Moxley takes on MJF's lawyer. And if he doesn't show up, Maxwell doesn't get his title shot.
And it was really funny to see this I guess this was the day before, but 2 days we had a contract bit.
Yeah.
Right? We had Roman the next night. We had this one tonight. This was a nice play. I liked this more than, because when I think of contract signing, I think of a table spot. Someone's going through the table. The heels going to get the best of the babyface in this. And this was like the exact opposite. You know, not only did nobody go through this table, but Jon Moxley came out of this looking a little bit smarter than MJF is.
Yeah, it was a fun little twist on a
used out, played out segment.
Yeah, exactly. What else do we got on this show? Oh yeah, at some point the Dark Order and Anna Jay, your girl, they present Tay Conti with a little package, and she hugs Anna. So maybe you got another Dark Order member here.
Need two of them. I just want to say, like, why they could have, like, the Anna Jay gimmick was good. That's all I'm saying. It's like
that one promo package has had you for months.
I have no problem with people. You know, I want people to join the Dark Order, but that one video package sold me on this performer, and now I'm just worried I won't get to see that side of her again.
Well, not for now. Hens of a feather must cluck together.
Is that what the expression is?
That's what I say. But the main event of the night was Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara in a tables match. But most of this match took place picture in picture, I felt like. And you missed the craziest spot of the match when Sammy goes for this flipping senton to the floor, but Matt moves. Sammy crashes through the table, slices his head open on the side of it.
He was
hit. Bleeding good.
He was bleeding good.
So much like Matt a few weeks before, we just had more blood, intentional or not. But anyways, and their rules are kind of different as well. Like, you have to put the man through the table. If you fall through the table yourself, it doesn't count. It has to be an offensive maneuver.
That's a nice little addition. You can't just kind of like the both people fall. I think that happened in both people sort of fall through the table.
Yeah. But anyways, eventually they're fighting up to the top rope, and then Sammy superplexes Matt through the table to get the win. And then afterwards, Jericho was on commentary, and Orange Cassidy just shows up, beats the hell out of Jericho, and they brawl to end the show.
Because we have that Mimosa Mayhem match.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Coming up at All Out. And yeah, that was kind of like our highlights of AEW
Thursday Night Dynamite.
Thursday Night Dynamite. Of course, it was on a Saturday the week before. It'll probably be on a Tuesday again at some point. But that was it. We'll give a little preview to All Out at the end of the show.
Sounds good.
To sign us off. And Mike, I think it's about time that right now we take a quick break.
Indeed.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We've got trivia. We have the rest of the wrestling week. So you're not going to want to miss it.
Nope.
Let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Must be close by.
Must be close by. Listeners at home, what do you think? What kind of siren do you think that is? You think it's ambulance, fire, police? Let us know. Of course, this is part 2 of the True Brothers Wrestling. Part 2 of the True Brothers Wrestling podcast, the only podcast that's recorded in a room with open windows. And in apparently a very dangerous and violent place, because there are often sirens that you'll hear in the background of these recordings. Yeah, we're still coming at you. Any anecdotes you got before we get into the nitty-gritty of this second half of the podcast?
In regards to what? Violent crimes in your city?
Or just, things, anything. I mean, you are usually this post-break pre-trivia time is really the time that we get to.
So we break down all barriers.
Sometimes, exactly. Oh, of course, we know sometimes it's movies, sometimes it's music, sometimes it's sports, sometimes it's fashion. I'm sure if we were, I'm sure we talked about sneakers or something at one point. Mike, do you have anything anything hot on the mind right now before we keep going on with the show?
Nothing super hot. I don't know. Alexander Ovechkin is your NHL 21 cover athlete. How do you feel?
Hey, I feel great. We played a game of Chell the other night, lost decisively in back-to-back games online. Don't know if we're going to pick up the NHL 21.
Yeah, well, you got an extra month to think about it.
Just because, and we are also, and unfortunately, we're in this spot where we're thinking, or we have to ask ourselves the PlayStation 5 question.
Well, that's a whole nother barrel of monkeys.
Exactly, right? So do we ask ourselves, do we start investing in games for PS4, even though, but it's not like a PS5. It's not like PS5 is going to come out. It's not like the price is going to drop for a year. So
I'd say 1 year later, it'll drop like $100.
Yeah, they drop it $100, make it thinner, and give you like 20 more gigs of storage.
Throw in a game.
Throw in a game or something.
A download code for a game.
So that's where we are right now. We don't know our gaming future.
The good thing about the Xbox is any game you own, you can play on the new system. So I could play NHL 21 on that all the time if I wanted.
But see, that's the thing. I guess you just have to buy but then you'd have to buy the new system.
Well, I'm not going to do that for an extra year anyways. Not until NHL forces me to, then I will.
Well, when is the next Xbox?
This year.
What?
Yeah.
I've been so invested in PS5.
Oh, no, man. The new Xbox, it's the one.
What's this one called?
I think it's called the Xbox Series X.
Ooh.
It looks nice. It's like this tower. It looks cool.
Okay, yeah, well,
I can wait a year.
You can wait a year. So this is also coming out for right in time for the holidays.
November, yeah. I'm going to guess probably around $600 or something.
Yeah, if you can wait a year. Oh, there's a nice looking controller. I think that looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Their control, I'll always be the PlayStation controller will always be second or third best.
Yeah, I got to say, I do like the Xbox controller. I think it reigns supreme.
Yeah, everything. I will give the Sony though the D-pad. They got a better D-pad, but a lot of games. That's only more for the classic games, the retro, the platformers.
Well, now the D-pads are a lot of like nothing to do with the game, kind of like the peripherals. If you want to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I only need it like when I download my indie games and I'm playing like old little. You got to jump and platform and all that shit.
Right.
Yeah, when you're chelling, you want the sticks. Rocket League, you need the sticks. Any shooter, the sticks, all that stuff.
It's all about the sticks.
Yeah, and I can't. Those PlayStation sticks are too close together. They're too. I need one a little bit higher.
Yeah, a little more ergonomical in your hand.
Yeah, because I feel like your left thumb is more for the up down, your right thumb is more for the side to side. So it kind of makes sense. One being higher than.
Yeah, no, it's a good point, Mike, and I think you, above all people, are right to say this. You are a gamer.
I am a certified.
You have the certificate. They gave you one.
I've accomplished things that many men could never dream of doing in certain games.
in certain games, of course.
In certain games.
In certain games, you've achieved things that people spend their life trying to do.
Well, that's what I love about the achievements on Xbox. It tells you the percentage of players.
Yeah.
So if you get it'll say 0.001% in the world have gotten this achievement.
Yeah, they do have that same thing on PlayStation, and it's fun to have those because anything campaign related will always be everyone's got. But then there's that one niche thing. It's ultra rare.
It's really hard.
Let's go.
I love it though. I love it. We're gamers. We're gamers on this show.
We're
I'd
gamers.
certify you as a gamer.
And stay tuned to the end of the end of the year. Of course, they certainly in the fall and the winter time. Will I buy a PS5? I don't know. You may have to come back and stick.
Is there a pressing game? Like I don't even think there's any big games right away. Do you just want it just to have it?
Well, the games I would buy would be there's a new what's the word I'm looking for? I'm so sorry. There's a new Spider-Man game.
Is it like a sequel to that one that came out a few years ago?
It's a sequel to that one.
Yeah.
And
that's one I wish I could play that one. Yeah. That's one of the few the PlayStation exclusives that I do wish I had. The Spider-Man game.
And there is a new Batman game.
I saw that, but it doesn't have Batman. It's like everyone but Batman.
Well, yeah, and the last one, I'm not going to say Batman died, but the last one ends with, Alfred and Batman are in Wayne Manor, and Wayne Manor blows up.
Yeah, I've played it, but I think there's an extra special ending when you 100% the game that kind of.
Oh, really?
A bit more that he might have survived.
Okay, I certainly didn't 100% the game. Those games are fucking hard.
It took a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of shit to do.
I mean, they're both
great, fantastic games.
They're both on whatever the word I'm looking for is. They're both on PS4, so.
Yeah, no, I got.
The Spider-Man one is only on PS5. So. It's tough.
So the new Spider-Man is only on PS5.
Yes, but the Batman is on both. So
I think a lot of them, or at least in some cases, like the Xbox, if you buy the Xbox One version and you do get the new system, you get both versions.
Yeah, that would be nice. So we'll have to see.
We'll see, but a good game talk.
Good game talk, Mike. See, I knew you would have something to say. I knew you'd have something to fill a little bit of time.
Well, yeah. Once I know you wanted it, I threw something.
You
out.
gave it to me, baby. That's right. Let's move along into the wrestling week. Let's get ourselves into a little bit of trivia.
Trivia. Woo! Trivia. Woo!
Let's play the game.
Well, it's time to play the game. Mike, I have 3 questions for you this week.
Oh, I've got 6 for you.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
We'll double down.
Oh, boy.
We'll do the double down. Remember that fad of chicken sandwich?
No, I don't think I did. Which restaurant which established restaurant was this?
KFC.
Oh, okay.
It was famous. It was like 2012. The double down. You don't remember? It was like everywhere.
What did you do? Did you just got twice as much chicken?
No, it was like a sandwich, but it was sandwich, but there was no bread. Like the 2 breads were chicken, and then in the middle of the chicken was like bacon and cheese and sauce.
Oh God, I remember
bread.
that. Yeah.
It was just a sandwich.
Oh my
and
God.
people, because it was so like, I think one sandwich was like 1,400 calories or something crazy. The fat, and people would eat it and be like, "Oh my God!" I remember I bought one once. I got like halfway through. I'm like, "This is
You couldn't even finish it.
It's ridiculous."
Jesus
But double down for 6 months. It was a pop culture meme. It was like the ice bucket challenge.
Really,
People
it was
would
just
record themselves
just,
eating a double down.
Just eat the
Or
thing.
trying to eat. But yeah, we're here for trivia. That's right. So I'll give you 2. You give me 1. That's the double down.
Yeah, sounds good.
So my theme of the week is who did they beat? I'm going to give you some monumental wins, and you got to tell me who the person they beat was.
Okay.
So, who did The Undertaker beat to win his first WWF World title?
To win his first WWF
Very
World
first.
title. Oh my God! So I got to
This
put
is
a.
old Undertaker. This is he's got the boots, the gloves, the purple, the gray.
Oh yeah, and the big the wide tie.
Yeah, the tie. This is really old school Undertaker.
Okay, so I think I need
you
to picture where he would have, what year this would have been, right? So he's been around at least for 30 years. So he came in the early 90s. Okay, so let's say he came in even possibly earlier, the late 80s even. So let's say he came in 1990. How long was it until he won? That's the real question. Because early 90s, I still think of Hogan. I still think of Macho Man. I still think of Ultimate Warrior. Is there a chance that it was one of those 3 guys? I'm going to say it might have been one of those 3 guys. But I mean, God, who would have who could he have taken it off of? Nothing really comes to mind. But I'm gonna say Macho Man, just because I think it fits my logic.
Your logic is great. You were very close. It was one of those 3 men.
Shit.
But it was not Macho Man. It was Hulk Hogan, believe it or not.
I cannot believe that.
There was some bit of shenanigans. Ric Flair and a chair got involved, but Undertaker did pin the man. He won his first world title.
Wow, beating the Hulkster, that's a huge win.
And you know what? To make it even more topical, this was a very rare feat where we did have a pay-per-view, even shorter than Payback, because The Undertaker won the belt off Hogan at the Survivor Series, but due to controversial finish, the president said we're going to have a rematch on this Tuesday in Texas. So 2 days later, they already had a pay-per-view set up, and they had this title rematch.
On a Tuesday? Who's going to pay-per-view on a Tuesday?
I think it might have been during American Thanksgiving or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes
lined up nicely, but yeah, 2 pay-per-views in a week. So that was one of the reasons I had to throw it in there for that fact.
Damn, that's
and
cool.
Also because there you go, The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
Let's do another one here. Another famous man, one of the most famous of our lifetime in the world of wrestling. Who did Stone Cold Steve Austin defeat for his first WWF World title?
Okay, I'm gonna say that his came a little bit later. His would have come after mid 90s, but I feel like he wouldn't have won for a while. Is there a chance that he won his first No, because there was that whole thing with Vince McMahon. Yeah, like nothing really comes to mind. Let's say late 90s or mid to late 90s. I'm gonna say he beat Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, close. And once again, you got the era. You got the era.
I'm in the time.
You're in the time. It was the man that lost the title, or the Bret Hart lost the title to Shawn Michaels.
Shit.
Yes, it was. But yeah, Bret and Stone Cold did have some famous matches.
Where was the Shawn Michaels Stone Cold match? Do you remember?
WrestleMania 14.
14. Okay.
That was the main event. Yeah. Some say that kicked off the Attitude Era.
Why is that?
Just Stone Cold winning.
Oh, just him winning. Okay.
Yeah.
That was enough to
and
do
DX was there and all that. But anyways, your turn.
Okay. Mike, I have a few payback questions. You know what? I was in the midst of working on a trivia for this week, and sort of when I realized the way the timing of the show would be, it's actually pertinent to something which happens on Monday Night Raw. So I didn't want to do the trivia before we hear the big story. So I kind of pivoted. We're gonna do some payback trivia.
Okay.
Okay. I just have three little questions for you.
That's fine.
Question number one. One wrestler has main evented 83% of the Payback pay-per-views. Mike, my question for you is, who is it?
I would think it would have to be Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that's right. There's been 6 of these things, and he's main evented 5 of them. Holy jeez.
They all bleed together pretty big.
Yeah, every single one I was looking. Every single one has like a Roman photo on it. Like every promo has like him looking. It's always Roman looking over his shoulder. Yeah. I don't know why he's always looking over his shoulder. I don't know if there's something coming for him.
I don't know.
All
right, I got another pair for you.
Perfect.
So this week on NXT we had a big Iron Man match, but let's talk about the first ever Iron Man match. Who did Shawn Michaels defeat in that first ever Iron Man match in WWE?
Okay, he had the Shawn Michaels match was the ladder match that he had. So maybe it was like, I can remember the match because doesn't it go like longer than 60 minutes?
Yes.
I can remember.
Sudden death overtime.
It does go to it goes 0-0 into the end.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck! Like I know the lore of the match.
Yeah, if you can just picture that super kick, who's taking it?
Who's taking the super kick?
Who's taking that
God.
super kick?
I'm gonna say same mid 90s. Okay, so yeah, Taker was before. A couple guys would have been in WCW, I think, by that time. Who would have stayed? He would have had to beat them. They would have already been champion. I'm going to say... Fuck. This is so hard. I can picture it happening. You know what? I'm going to say mid-90s. Not one of the WCW guys. I'm going to say somebody like Owen Hart.
Owen Hart.
No, I know that tone of voice of yours, Mike. You're saying Owen.
I'm saying Owen. Yeah, I don't think he was ever. I don't think he would ever have been in this match.
So I guess by that, Owen Hart.
Yeah, it was not Owen. It was his brother Bret Hart. Bret Hart, yes. Owen was never world champion. He was never in a main event of WrestleMania. He was never in the first Iron Man match.
Oh, really? Okay, no, I didn't know that he was...
That's fair, no.
I didn't know he was never champion. And how long did the match... Was it just a couple minutes over?
Yeah, after the overtime, it was only like a minute and a half. Then we got the sweet chin music, the 3 count, and the boyhood dream coming true.
Wow.
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. Bret Hart.
Yeah, but no, yes, these ones they are tough. You've gotten all of their history, the chronology correct.
I'm in the I'm in the ballpark.
Yeah, but I'll give you another one here. This one's more recent than the others, but still about 10 years now since. Anyway, Who did Daniel Bryan defeat to win his first world title? So any world title in the WWE.
God,
Big,
I wonder.
little.
Now, one of these has to be a like you're trying to fake me out on one of them. Maybe maybe this is the one you're trying to fake me out on. Now, when you said world title, this does lead me to believe that it's the big gold belt. Because you or like whichever one that one was called, like the heavyweight championship.
That was world title, world heavyweight title, any of the above, any of the between.
God, now this one's a bit. This one's a bit different because I can't really picture I picture him starting in kind of like a he's around like a 2010 type thing.
Yeah, I don't think you were fully watching this part of Daniel Bryan's run.
Yeah, this would have been a part of the run that I wasn't too familiar with, but that's okay. Who else? I know him and Sheamus were beefing for a little while. I know. Did him and like CM Punk ever fight? That doesn't look right in my head. And picture whatever it happens. Who is the He had like a femme fatale alongside him, but it wasn't Brie Bella.
AJ Lee.
Okay, I picture whenever she's there too. Whenever he's winning this belt is what I'm picturing in my head. I'm gonna say that he cashed in on Sheamus. Final answer.
You once again, you're so close on everything. You have the era. He was with AJ. He had his manager. He cashed in the Money in the Bank, but it wasn't on Sheamus. It was on The Big Show.
The Big Show. Oh shit!
Yes.
On a cash in.
On a cash in, but then he did go on to feud with Sheamus and lose the title to him right after. So it was all in the same time.
Or in the same time. God damn. Which pay-per-view did he cash in at a pay-per-view or just kind of doing his thing?
Pay-per-view. I'm gonna say it was TLC 2011.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, which was actually a really good pay-per-view.
Well, I'm sure. Well, we got a cash in, and Daniel Bryan's first ever.
Yeah, he won his title. CM Punk defended his title. He was the champ. So those two as your top two champs was pretty nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Next question from me here. Mike, this is a question because I think you've watched the Paybacks.
Yeah, I think I can say I've seen everyone in history.
You may be one of the few people out there who can say that that you've actually seen every Payback. How does that feel?
Yeah.
Is that nice to?
It's okay for now.
It's okay for now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's go back to Payback. Let's go back a few years in Payback. Let's go back to the very, very first Payback, which was held in 2013. Where the main event was a 3 stages of hell match between John Cena and Ryback. Mike, my question for you is, what were the 3 stages?
Jeez. I know for sure, because they had a couple of different matches that all kind of had a bunch of the same steps. I know at one point there's either a stretcher or an ambulance, I'm pretty sure.
That is correct. That is stage 3 ambulance match.
Ambulance match. Okay, so that's the finale. So before that, I'm gonna say there was a tables match in there because that's an easy way for John to take a finish.
Tables match number 2, second stage of hell. We're looking for that very first stage.
The first stage. I hope it's not something dumb, like not a gimmick.
I hope it's nothing on a pole. I hope.
No, I mean, like, are they all gimmicks? It's not like a straight singles match. I can't.
That is correct. They're all a gimmick.
Okay.
All 3 are a gimmick match.
All right, so we got 2 out of 3. What's one more gimmick? Let's just go with a Falls Count Anywhere.
Incorrect on that final one. I don't know how they did the logistics of this. The very first match, the very first fall of the 3 Stage of Hell match was a lumberjack match.
Oh, I guess they just all went to the back.
I guess they all went to the back after. I didn't look. I didn't check up any like videos or anything of the logistics. But
or maybe one of Ryback's friends at the time stuck around and helped him put Cena through a table.
Something like that. John Cena won 2-1. So you are right. And but yeah, you got two of those.
Yeah, I remembered it, but I don't like care to actually remember the match itself. Didn't really have anything that good in it.
Apparently not.
Yeah, I think the best thing on that pay-per-view was Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, if I'm remembering correctly.
Straight up Daniel versus Roman. That's a good match in 2013. That's a good match in 2020. That's a good match anytime, really.
It might have been the year after. But it was but one of the ones was when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble and he defended his Rumble shot against Bryan and he beat Bryan.
Defended his Rumble shot, so like for nothing.
Because of all the backlash, everyone wanted Daniel Bryan, so it's like, all right, I'll put my money on the line, and then he beat him.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a great match, of course, two of the greats. But all right, I got two more for you. Two finals. Who did they beat?
Mm-hmm.
This one, we're moving over to NXT World here. So it's easier to know the complete history of NXT, so we'll see.
Okay. So
who did Seth Rollins beat to become inaugural NXT champion?
Inaugural?
Yeah,
God, I'm going to say...
was the finals.
I'm going to say there was some kind of tournament.
Yeah.
Now, who are the first people in NXT? Bo Dallas was there. So right now he's a hot could have beaten him, just because I know that very early on NXT had guys like Big E was there.
Yeah, a lot of the main roster.
Anyone else I can kind of put in that
Natalia
little space?
Was fooling around there.
Yeah,
not that she was in this tournament.
Of course, not that she was in the tournament.
Just to give you an idea of the type.
God. I'm think. You know what? I'm gonna say it was one of those two dudes. I'm gonna say it was Big E. Big E. But he was known by his full name then, Langston.
Yeah, he was known by that, but he was not.
Damn it.
The man we're looking for.
Damn.
Because believe it or not, Seth Rollins defeated Jinder Mahal in the finals. That was the one that was meant to throw you off.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, that was the
like the old Jinder, yeah, like the short hair Jinder, no beard
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder.
I forget who else was in the tournament, but
that's so
what's
weird.
That?
That's so weird. That's so weird.
Yes, Jinder Mahal. But anyways, let's move on to my final question of the evening. More NXT. Your favorite girl in the world. Let's see how much you know her. Who did Charlotte Flair defeat to win her first ever NXT Women's title?
Now, this is fun because I didn't know that she was NXT Women's title. Or, like, I didn't know that she had one that wasn't her defeating Rhea Ripley. So this is fun for a couple reasons. Because I can picture her with the Divas Championship.
Yeah, this was before that.
This one's tough.
This one is tough.
Okay. So I know that the first champion was Paige. I know that.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a chance she took it off Paige. Oh, that sounds like it could be appropriate.
It could be. Once again, I read the tone.
Once again, we'll read the room, Cameron. It could be a good thing.
I'm gonna say this one. I saved one of the harder ones for last. It's kind of technical, but true. And you're all right. Paige was the first ever NXT Women's Champion.
Okay.
And the lineage will say that Charlotte is the next NXT Women's Champion.
There was a vacated whatever it's called type situation and another tournament. Oh my God. So who won this tournament? Who was early NXT? Of course we would have had Sasha Banks, Bayley, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, of course, the four of them. I know Bayley and Sasha would have had those matches kind of later. I can't really picture Becky Lynch in anything. God. Fucking who else? I can't picture like any other women from. I can picture a poster for a match that is Charlotte and Ric Flair versus, of course, Ric Flair is standing over her shoulder, kind of, versus Natalya with Bret Hart standing over her shoulder.
Yeah.
I can picture this poster. It may have been fan created. Maybe it was a match that happened.
That is a real poster.
That's a real poster. Okay,
that was the first ever takeover.
So it's got to be. I'm going to throw her in my little ring of Natalya, Bayley, Sasha, Becky. Unless it was someone dumb like Alicia Fox or something. I'm going to say it's one of those 4 women. Oh my god, and I've gotten every guess wrong. I'm going to say Natalya. I'm going to say it's the very match that I'm thinking of.
I'm going to say you're correct.
Finally that one right.
Yes, that was the hard one, but you got it. You knew the poster, the exact. Ric Flair was there, Bret Hart was there in Natalya's corner, and Charlotte Flair winning her first ever championship.
And that was the main event of that.
It was
takeover?
not the main event, no, but it was.
Of course not.
It was. Back then they were all main event worthy matches.
Okay.
I mean, they still are pretty good.
So Paige wins it, has to vacate it, right? Because she got called up, right?
Yeah, she came up. She beat AJ Lee for the Divas title, and then instead of she just vacated the NXT title.
Right, she had to vacate it, and then that makes sense. So Charlotte is lineage, like you said, very next, but
lineage. Yeah, those were we got to throw some tricky ones in there. But she's 2-time NXT Women's Champion. 2-time.
Let's keep. Hopefully, it's a 3-time. I have your final Payback question for you.
All right.
This is taking us all the way back to Payback 2015, where Big Match John once again made which superstar yell "I quit" when he was held in the STF?
2015, John Cena. So this was when he was cooling off. He was taking his way out of the main event. Payback 2015. All right. So that would have been WrestleMania 32, I think. So Roman Reigns is facing Triple H. Who is John Cena feuding with that year? He made this man say, "I quit."
Yeah, those are the clues. Those are the clues. Now you're playing the mind games.
Yeah. February 2015.
Take us back to February 2015.
Yes. It was a time of transition. John Cena, and he was going over. Who was he going over? Let's say Rusev.
You're saying Rusev, and god damn it, is that the right answer? Rusev, you're right. Your timing is a little off. This particular Payback actually occurred in May, so it would have been post Mania.
Okay.
So it would a few months after Mania 31.
That's what was fucking with my head a bit, but I was fucking with my own head, but I found a way to pull it out.
Oh, you found a way, and it was Rusev and Lana, of course. I think the match ends by Rusev is yelling "I quit" in Bulgarian, and then so Lana's telling the ref he quits, and it was all for John Cena's United States Championship.
Yes, during that fantastic run he had with that belt.
Yeah. And and that was it. And there's your trivia for the week.
Always a good time.
Always fun. That was fantastic. Let's keep moving on here with the show, because God, the more pay-per-views we have, the more Fallout shows we have to have. I think you can't have a pay-per-view without a go-home and a Fallout. So we might as well just attack our first Fallout. We're talking Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
Yes, we are here, and we're moving right along to the next we know. We already told you. Clash of Champions coming up. So.
It's coming up, and every title belt presumably will be on the line. So let us tarry no further and get some number one contenders out of the way.
Yeah, so we're going to have a series of matches where the winners advance to a triple threat later in the evening for a title opportunity against Drew McIntyre at the Clash of Champions.
Which is fantastic. No, I don't want to see, a match a week and then we get the result in 4 weeks. Let's just do it all right now.
Yeah, get it done now, then we got some time to build. And yeah, we'll get there. But Randy Orton comes out. He cuts a promo talking about Drew and kicking him in the skull, fracturing his jaw. And we get a rare comedy bit from Orton as he shows a picture on the screen of all the men he kicked, just kind of photoshopped in a hospital. Ric Flair's crying. They all look like old men.
the very, very rare Randy Orton comedy bit.
Yeah, he doesn't do this kind of shtick
But we
much.
know he's hilarious.
Oh, of course. If you follow this show, the amount of times he's won that Tweet of the Week.
Most prestigious title on the show. The Tweet of the Week champion is the up, up, down, down champion of this particular of this podcast.
Yeah. But Keith Lee doesn't think it's funny, so he comes out to interrupt, put Orton in his place, reminding him he beat him last night. But as he's berating Orton, Ziggler shows up and attacks Lee because he's his opponent for the first qualifier match. So we get Keith Lee versus Ziggler. Winner advances that match later. So Dolph, he's actually getting some offense early on, but Lee tosses him around a bit, very high in the air.
Very high. If one person can sell being thrown around, this is Dolph Ziggler's MO. He's been doing this for years.
He was flying there. He gets the big pounce tackle, sends him flying again, and then eventually hits that spirit bomb to get the win. So at this point, Keith Lee hasn't used the Big Bang Catastrophe since being called up, so I think it might be gone for now.
Well, yeah, it's one of the two things, right? It's either gone for now or we're saving it for the best possible time.
Yeah, I mean, the Spirit Bomb still looks good. So
of course. No, it's still a huge move. Still a huge move. I can't wait till Roman gets to sell it at Survivor Series.
Wow, that means Keith Lee has to be champ.
I know a lot of things have to happen for that to happen, but Keith Lee Roman is the match that we need to see again.
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But Adam Pearce is here, and he's talking to security.
2 weeks in a row, Adam Pearce is coming back.
He's back, and Retribution's back. And he says, okay, we don't want them ruining things, boys, so let's lock this down. We'll see. But Asuka comes out. She's got an interview with Charlie, and she says she's ready for anything. So Mickie James comes out, and she wants a piece, but then Natalya and Lana, they come out. So they say, no, Mickie, you're too old. But Asuka says, I'll take all three of you. So everyone starts brawling. And then we end up getting Lana versus Mickie James, a rare Lana singles match.
A rare Lana singles match. I haven't seen one of those in, I'm sure it's been a year.
I gotta say, she looked decent here. Her bumping, her selling, she didn't look like she was, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, famously, she's known for just being out to lunch.
Yeah, I thought here she was fine. She didn't have to do much. Eventually, she ate the Mick kick, and Mickie James pins her.
It was weird to kind of force Asuka into this.
Well, I guess Asuka's just looking for an opponent. Now that Sasha and Bayley are out of the picture, she needs to find some challengers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. She is the champion of this belt. With Bianca Belair kind of tied up in her own little thing, it really seems like there is no, number one contender for this Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah, Shayna and Nia are doing their thing on the tag division, so yeah, there's no one.
It's weird.
No one that seems ready.
Yeah, nobody is at the top of this division yet. Certainly not a heel at the top of this division.
Yeah, so we'll have to see about that.
Okay.
But two of the best heels in the division, we go backstage for an interview with the Iconics. And they're talking about their friendship throughout the years. They've sacrificed birthdays, Christmases, also they could become tag team champions. And we're not going to let some snot-nosed hooligans destroy everything that we've built because, as we find out, they are facing Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan tonight. The winner gets a tag title shot. The losing team must disband.
Ah, fuck. This is terrifying.
Why would they do this? Yeah.
This was like one of the worst pieces of news I heard all night.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard, because it's not going to end well for either of these people.
Anyway, yeah. I don't want to see that end. I like the one step, the title shot. But
of course, title shot. Give me that. But you guys got to break up. Don't give me that.
Yeah, that's mean. I always forget too that Peyton has a lip ring, but I noticed it during the promos.
I think it's called a Monroe.
No, she's got like the Tom DeLong.
Is it called
ring.
a Tom DeLong?
Yeah, the one it goes through her lower lip, not the upper.
It's like it's not, but it's like down. It's like not the lip. It's like the skin.
She doesn't always wear it, but it's like a ring though.
Right.
Doesn't the Monroe go through the top lip?
I don't know anymore.
I don't. Doesn't matter. Ladies, write in and tell us. But anyways, we'll get to that later. We got Randy Orton taking on Kevin Owens in the other qualifier match. But during Kevin's entrance, he gets attacked by Aleister Black, and he just beats the shit out of him, throws him all around, and then he throws him back into the ring for Randy. But the ref's like, Kevin, no! You can't compete tonight.
Kevin.
But Owens says no. So the ref says, okay, I got to do it. And he rings the bell. But Orton, Kevin takes a few pathetic punches, swinging at the air. Orton hits a quick RKO, gets the win. So he advances to that triple threat.
And why can baby faces never work together the same way that the heels do? I think right before the match, we see the Rand Man, he knocked, and he came out of the little Aleister Black room down there at the Amway Center, and definitely hey, if you scratch my back, maybe I'll scratch yours later. Baby faces, you gotta start sticking together, guys. You're so disjointed.
Either way, I'm digging this heel Aleister Black. It's the most character development he's had in a year.
At least certainly the most character he's had on the main roster. I mean, in NXT, he was fully formed, and now and then he kind of had with Ricochet, took that odd kind of lateral step, kind of became a more performer than a character. And now we're trying to bring back that character. Yeah,
I like it. Loving the eye patch still. 2 weeks in a row, it's looking good.
Eye patches, it's the coolest thing in professional wrestling in 2020. Just you ask the Mox Man. You can ask Rey Mysterio. You can ask
Santana had one for a week.
Oh yeah, in the eye for an eye match. Eye for an eye matches, by the way.
The first eye for an eye. Yeah.
We're
it's funny.
We had before 2020 we had 0 eye for an eye matches, and then suddenly we just shot up, and now we're 200% increase in eye for an eye matches.
Someone posted, it might have been like the 2013 Payback poster or something, and had Chris Jericho on it. And then, like, the words in the background, one of them was, like, retribution. Another one said eye for an eye. And it was, like, all these things.
No way.
Just came true. Yeah.
Just everything coming true, life imitating art. Oh, my God.
If it said horror show on there, it would have been too much.
that would have been too much. That would have been it for me. I would have been walking away quietly.
Yes. But we go back in the ring. MVP, Shelton Benjamin, they're there for the VIP lounge. And they're just there to celebrate Bobby Lashley. He comes out. They're the new U.S. champion. They're insulting Apollo Crews. And they start talking. And Cedric Alexander comes out, who MVP's been trying to recruit for weeks. And he just says, you changed your mind? And Cedric says, hell no. So the Viking Raiders come out. And, we get a 6-man tag. Hurt Business, Vikings, and Cedric. Nothing really special here, right?
Nothing really. I mean, the Hurt Business is established here on Monday Night Raw. Of course, the 3 members feel very dangerous. My biggest question is, does this trio need a 4th member?
Well, they want one.
They certainly want. Everybody wants another member. Become a larger powerhouse.
So why not?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, Cedric's the one here. He avoids. Or he rolls up MVP, gets a 3 count, and then after the Hurt Business go to attack him, but MVP holds him back and just smiles. So it's like, see?
Yeah, I would think MVP would want to take that step back role, so he's not eating a pin every single time.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we can get someone else to do that.
Yeah, hey, I can have somebody else eat my pin. And maybe I can just stand in the back with my nice suit on. I'm sure MVP is up to something.
Yeah, but I think they end up beating him down backstage after, anyways.
There's always. This is the Hurt Business. There's going to be some backstage beatdowns.
Yeah, But let's go to the next match. We got a lot on the line here. We've got the Living Riot taking on the Iconics. Winner gets title shot. Losers must split up.
Oh my God!
For no reason.
For
good
absolutely
reason.
no reason. There's no what didn't something just happen where they for like no reason split up a women's tag team, even though we have 0 women's tag teams?
Yeah, pretty much like every women's tag team.
It seems
like
every one of them's just getting split up. This is lose-lose. Nothing good can come from this.
Yeah, so we got a short match, but I liked what they gave me. Liv Morgan's looking good. Ruby and Billy, they have a good back and forth. They're exchanging reversals, pinfall attempts, until Ruby gets Billy held down for the 3. So the Living Riot wins the title shot. The Iconics are no more. They throw a tantrum in the ring. They're pleading with the officials. Over a decade of friendship is gone.
Because they're not allowed to be friends anymore, right? That was part of the winner gets a #1 contendership, and loser aren't allowed to talk to each other and have to change phone numbers.
Yeah, and after the show, I saw a WWE Network exclusive interview with the Iconics backstage.
Okay, good. What happened? What happened right after the match there?
So this was some shoot stuff here. They're pouring their hearts out. They're getting all emotional. This is the first time they're going to have to show up to Raw next week knowing that they're not going to be together, not going to be tag teaming. And the funniest part, as they're in the middle of speaking, someone is making their entrance and the pyro just goes off. There's this big boom! And it just scares the shit out of both of them. And then Billy, quick-witted Billy, just like, oh my gosh! We're trying to have a moment here.
Classic Billy Kay squawking around for everybody.
Yeah, but then they just a little bit more. They say we're alone now, but that's scary. But that's life. Everyone goes through changes of growth and times when you got to evolve, and we're at that point. So it's scary, it's sad, but we both know we can achieve anything. And if we can't support each other out there, we're always going to have each other's backs. 1,000% back here. And even if the world doesn't see the Iconics anymore, they're always going to live on because that's who we are. So it was a nice little promo from Billy. And
now I can only assume this is there will a Peyton Royce push is what's coming.
Yeah, I've heard some rumors that Vince is very high on Peyton right now, and she is the bit more talented of the two in ring, but I think
certainly
Billy has the better character.
I do agree. I do like Billy Kay. I do like Billy Kay better.
They just complement each other well in that sense. Why split them up if you could still have Peyton go solo and have Billy in her corner helping her out?
Exactly. The split up didn't necessarily. I mean, look at Big E over on SmackDown. We didn't have to break up the New Day for him, and Kofi did the same thing. You didn't have to break up the New Day for the singles run. Mike, I mean, we just asked ourselves the question, Asuka being thrown into this odd story with Lana and whomever a couple matches before, missing a top heel on the brand. Is Peyton Royce possibly a Clash of Champions challenger?
Hey, I'd take it.
I mean,
sudden, but I'd take it.
I guess they're Raw people. This is what we can kind of assume now. They're not a SmackDown crew. They're a Raw crew. Peyton Royce has the potential to be a top female heel in this company. Why not? Why not take on Asuka?
Yeah, we'll see where they go.
We will.
But yeah, that video, it was very nice.
I'll have to check it out. Go to WWE social medias.
Yeah. They close it with a tender, and Billy Kay's like, I'm going to miss you. And then Peyton goes, don't say that. And Billy's like, but I will. In her little accent.
They had a real Frodo, Samwise Gamgee thing at the end there.
It was so fun. But then we go back to the real show. Shane McMahon's talking to the bouncer. I think the first time we actually get to hear him talk.
Yeah, the bouncer is now a character. The Raw Underground bouncer. I like to picture that this guy is his job is to be constantly standing by this door, not just between 8 and 11 on Monday nights. I like to think that Raw Underground is it's constantly going down, and this guy is always standing there.
Yeah, maybe they rent it out for other things or maybe he's got a side hustle going on. But
maybe he does Zumba classes in the day, Raw Underground at night.
I was thinking something more sketchy, but Zumba's
I
nice.
think it's the perfect space for some Pilates
Yeah. And no one's going to question him if Vince McMahon walks up like, what's going on in here? Like, what?
or training.
Like, oh,
He's like, okay.
Yeah. 8 foot tall.
Yeah, he's 8 feet tall. Vince isn't gonna fuck with you.
They'll give him a name eventually, I think.
Yeah,
He's not a ninja anymore.
He's not
I
a
guess that's an
ninja, so
upgrade.
he's been upgraded. He's now a second character.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like if you check out like an actor's IMDb and they've been on like multiple episodes of Law and Order playing different characters.
He's a recurring character.
He's a different recurring character on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. He's like in Seinfeld. They always have the same lady working at the coffee shop.
Always the same one behind the till there.
Yeah, and then eventually she got into an episode with George drawing the lips on the bill.
Lips on the bill, and then she's in the horse, and we
Gets
think
her big break. Yeah,
we think George.
That's all
we
he
think
needs.
George is insane, or like his childhood friend thinks George is insane. It's
Lloyd
all-
Braun.
Oh yeah, because Lloyd
it?
Braun was
he
the whole
thinks he's out to
reason
get him.
why it's a
It was a great, good show.
great,
For those
good
that
show,
never heard
good
of it.
show. We should have one episode of the show that's just devoted to Seinfeld.
Oh, of course, we could do a whole series.
Maybe we'll kind of start S1, E1, and just kind of go from there.
Yeah,
I think it works.
I could do it. Seth Rollins comes out. He gets on that mic. He's confronting Murphy for kicking him in the head and being the one to get pinned at Payback. But he can't have mistakes like that because he's got a title opportunity on the line tonight. So I don't want you screwing it up. So get the hell out of here. So Murphy leaves reluctantly, like a scolded dog. But
With his ginger tail between his legs.
Yeah. But when he's at the top of the ramp, Dominic comes running out, attacks him from behind, and then he comes running down to the ring because Dominic's got a match. We've got Dominic taking on Seth Rollins for this final spot. in the Triple
Dominic
Threat main event.
again.
Yeah, so here's the news. It was supposed to be Ray, but he legit got injured in the match the night before, a triceps tear.
Oh
much
no!
like Edge.
What?
Yeah.
What's up with all these people tearing their triceps? I've never torn my
well,
tricep in my life.
You're not.
Well, yeah, I know
45
I'm
trying
not.
to wrestle.
I'm not 45 in wrestling, Mike. We know that. You don't have to tell me that. Well, that's some terrible news, but I guess because of that, Dominic is getting this kind of quick chance.
Yeah. So we don't know. We'll see how Ray does, but anyways, another big match for Dominic, and he's looking good again. They're going back and forth. We see a standing moonsault from Dom, which I don't think we've seen from him yet.
We haven't, and he's a pretty big guy. Like he plays on camera like he's 6 feet tall.
Yeah, and he's not skinny, he's not fat, he's like, I don't know.
He's still like a kid. he's still kind of
he's got that
working
little
into
baby
that
pump.
body of his. He's got that
Yeah,
little
exactly.
baby fat is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, he's gonna be like Roman Reigns.
Oh, hopefully, just Samoan tattoos, long.
He's already got the one arm. Looks a little. tribal.
As soon as we start growing out Dominic Mysterio's hair, I think we're pretty much set. We just needed to get longer, greasier, and then we'll give him Roman's old theme, presuming that he moves over to a heel theme. It'll be perfect. He'll be the new Roman.
We'll see.
Then we can start booing him.
Well, later on, Dominic hits a 619. He goes for the frog splash, but Rollins avoids it, hits the curb stomps, gets the win. So the final spot as the Mysterio family watches backstage with concern.
Yeah, it was funny. I guess it looks like his sister, his mom who's back, his mom who was at SummerSlam, and now she's returned.
I hope every week they add a new member. So until eventually it's just this whole. It's just like a traveling shanty town.
Traveling shanty town of Mysterios, and every
cousins, uncles.
Oh,
nephews.
I hope to see everybody there. Maybe like a grandpa at one point with a cane.
Chavo Guerrero will show up.
Hopefully the entire Guerrero family will be there.
Well, those that can.
Well, those who are allowed to be there. Like we said, Dominic continues to just kind of overachieve in all these performances, right? Just to see somebody, like we said before, skipping over NXT, coming to the main roster. Even with the Rey Mysterio injury, maybe Rey was set to win, but Seth going over is the right choice.
Yeah, but I wonder, do you think Dominic just stays around as the permanent He's just part of the main roster now?
Yeah, this was like what I was wondering too, because, I mean, personally, I think the better option would be for him to go to NXT.
Yeah, he can kind of, maybe mess around in that cruiserweight division or whatever.
And, well, I think, and learning, I think, is his biggest step right now. And what better place to learn? Like, what a better group of pros that are in NXT right now.
Yeah, because he has, as good as his matches have been, he has been in there with some of the best. So
exactly right. He was in the ring with Seth Rollins. Therefore, I mean, you're gonna have a good match because Seth Rollins is one of the best in the business right now. I think the right move could be bring him down. Maybe certainly less time on the main roster. Or at least his time with Seth Rollins may have reached its end.
Yeah, like I don't think full-time main roster. I don't think there's enough for him right now. He's still,
but
he's not there yet.
He's
good.
Seth Rollins Murphy.
Yeah, that's
the match that someone's getting spiked on their head.
Oh, I have a big, Murphy's one of the best at fucking taking a DDT.
Oh, he can, and also probably good at giving them. That little that little spinning Rana DDT or something like that. And I'd love to see Murphy and Seth with like a 22-minute long match. That time, give them time.
I'd be down.
Yeah.
But what else is down? We're going underground, back to Raw Underground, where the real deal, Titus O'Neil, is here. We haven't seen him since he hosted the second half of WrestleMania. I don't think.
I don't even remember that.
After Gronk ran away. Anyways, Titus O'Neil, he quickly beats up these two men, but then Riddick Moss shows up.
Riddick Moss?
Yeah, he's had a couple appearances here. They have a good little battle. They fight into the crowd, back into the ring. Moss kicks him in the balls and gets some big punches to the head to knock out Titus.
God, what a weird place this Raw Underground has become. Which once was a land of opportunity filled with strippers and porno music, is now the home for such standouts as Titus O'Neil and Riddick Moss.
Yeah, but we'll have more later. But in the meantime, we get some footage from earlier in the day where Tozawa arrives at the arena. Security stops him, rips off the uniform, revealing the ref shirt. R-Truth rolls him up for the 3 to win back to 24/7.
I wonder how many 24/7 title changes have not been the result of a roll-up. Because it certainly seems like there's way more. And, of course, like we were saying last week, the roll-up, the deadliest move in sports entertainment. It only makes sense that it would be used so often within these 24/7 titles.
Yeah, I'm going to say like 93%.
I'm probably going to say it's a pretty goddamn high percentage. But
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't want to go look back at all 127,
hell no.
127 different title reigns at this point.
No. But I always make a point that we have not missed a reign on this show.
Of course not.
Always
We're going to continue to cover everything 24/7 until the powers that be remove the belt from existence.
Yeah. Once it just fizzles out and they forget about it.
And it's going to have to happen eventually.
Oh, yeah. But in the meantime, we got Street Profits taking on Angel Garza and Andrade. But this time it's a tornado tag match.
Well, we haven't seen a tornado tag in a long, long time, it feels
a
like.
while,
or at least
yeah.
here on WWE. I think we see it every single Wednesday on AEW.
Well, yeah, whether they like it or not. JR hates it when
They have different rules over. They have different rules over there.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we don't get to see too much because the lights start to flicker. And Angel Garza just says, "I'm out of here." He runs off to escort his blonde friend, Demi.
Her name's Demi Burnett. Who
Yeah,
the
so I
hell
think-
is this woman?
So I finally found out. I believe she was either a contestant or she was The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, one of those things.
Okay.
She's someone, but that's like an E-level celebrity.
Well, yeah, I think that would mean that she was on The Bachelor because...
I don't know if she was either she was a contestant or she was the one that was trying to be wooed. I don't know.
I'm going to say she wasn't The Bachelorette just because I don't think they...
That's too big a name.
That's too big. I know. I don't know a single name of a Bachelorette, but I'm going to say that that's too big of a title for this.
Okay. Well, apparently that's who she is.
And is that it? Is she a professional wrestler? Is she?
I don't know what her tie. I don't know if maybe they're just like, hey, she's good looking, so
like somebody happened to know her. Weird, very weird.
But anyways, Garza, he abandons the match so he can save his blonde friend, run off with her. So Andrade's left alone with Street Profits. Retribution appear. They surround the ring, and then they just get in and beat all three of the men down. Well, the other half of Retribution surrounds Vega, and they attack her. So everyone's fucked up, and Retribution runs off.
Yeah, like we just said earlier on, of course, we didn't have any Retribution at Payback. We are getting dangerously close to this repetition element, and this, again, and tonight it just sort of felt like that.
Yeah, we need the big reveal very soon.
We need the big reveal also to confirm who we think are the members of Retribution.
Yeah, so there was some more still photos circulating online this week. So, I mean, Dijakovic is pretty much a lock at this point. Mia Yim has been spotted again, so it seems like she's in there. One of the interesting ones someone noted this week was Mercedes Martinez was amongst the group.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because she's mid-feud with, she's got the Robert Stone brand going.
She's the height of the Robert Stone brand. I mean, last week we were talking about, I think Tony Storm was a name that came up, Dio Madden.
Yeah, so we need some faces soon.
And also out of all these people, who will be the leader of Retribution? I mean, they are a group that has no leader, but certainly somebody needs to be the mouthpiece for whatever the fuck they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, and none of those people are really.
None of them are really mouthpieces. So it'll be interesting to see just what comes of this.
We'll see. I guess Dio Madden used to be on commentary.
I mean, I did, but do we know him?
But he was like
he was on commentary for like a month, and then he got F5'd out of
Brock
existence.
Lesnar killed him.
Remember when Raw came with like the new set, and then 2 weeks
Vince
into
McMahon's
it,
like, I hate it.
2 weeks into it, Dio Madden's fucking gone.
Yeah. Well, at least Brock Lesnar F5'd him through a table.
At least, like that is the way to go.
Yeah.
Have Brock Lesnar F5 you.
But let's go back to Raw Underground. Iconics are here.
Ooh.
Never thought I'd see them in our Raw Underground, and they're looking very sad and glum. And Shane says, "Hey, cheer up, watch the show, have some fun." So
thanks, Shane. Thanks, sweaty Shane. Shane looking as sweaty as ever. By the way,
instantly he's got a hot drip going.
Yeah, the second he walks into that room, like you think at this point he would just start wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Like,
he's always wearing like a sweater.
He's always wearing, like thick jeans, a shirt, and then a jacket.
A sweater over top. Yeah,
it's bizarre. This guy is weird.
It is weird. But we got Jessamine Duke here to take on Avery Taylor, and Duke just destroys her. Then Marina Shafir gets in to take on some woman, taps her out. So Shane says, "Anyone else want a piece?" And then Peyton tosses Billie Kay into the ring. And she just goes, "Peyton, what are you doing? I don't want to be in here. You gotta be joking me." So Billie pleads, but she gets knocked out with a big kick to the head. You do
a pretty good Billie Kay there, I gotta say.
Thank you. But that seals it. Peyton turned on Billie. So I guess looks like we are getting that solo heel Peyton.
Yeah, now they're not allowed to be friends anymore.
No. Well, Billie Kay, though, I hope they don't just get rid of her because she's too good, too funny.
Yeah, she's too funny to not be on TV, but not good enough that she should be winning matches. She's in this very odd position as a professional wrestler.
Yeah, that's true. But after the break, we get some more Raw Underground as the Hurt Business make their way out. Shelton Benjamin takes on Apollo Crews, and they're having a good little fight. Spills outside the ring, back in. Hurt Business just start pounding. So Cedric and Ricochet, they jump in. It's chaos everywhere. But the Hurt Business never loses in Raw Underground. They stand tall once again.
I mean, it does seem to be their hood.
Yeah, they just come there every week and just beat up people and never lose.
Yeah, we do need... So, the Hurt Business we've been building up, they are unstoppable. What we're yet to see from Raw Underground is like an established star. Just even make an appearance and show up, right? I mean, of course, the Hurt Business aside, they have a different sort of gimmick about them. They're all coming and they're all wrecking the show. I'm talking about a Randy Orton type.
Someone bigger than Ziggler.
Yeah, someone bigger than Ziggler, someone to really like legitimize Raw Underground in that same kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Brock Lesnar were to randomly show up.
That would be huge. Oh man, it would be huge ratings. In that third
That'd be insane.
remember the third edgy hour of Raw?
Yeah, the week and a half.
It was the edgiest week of my life.
But we go backstage. Angel Garza's still trying to run away with Demi to get her somewhere safe, but then he comes across Retribution. They come busting in, beating up some security guards, so Garza just runs off, leaving her all alone. So I guess we'll see more of her.
We'll probably see more. I mean, it seems like this woman's not going away.
I don't know. But let's go to the main event, triple threat match. Winner faces Drew McIntyre at Clash of Champions. We got Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Keith Lee here. And the two heels, Orton and Rollins, decide to work together against the bigger Lee. And they just beat him all around outside the ring. And at one point, the ref yells at them to get back in the ring. And Seth just tells them, "Hold your horses." Which I haven't heard. That old
Hold
saying.
your horses. Well, he's a messiah.
line.
You know, he's not going to be dropping cuss words or anything like that.
Yeah, I like it. But this alliance can't last. Orton attacks Seth. He hits a big draping DDT, so they're all going back and forth. Keith Lee hits some big pounce move, sends him flying. But eventually it comes down to Rollins and Lee in the ring. Seth goes for the curb stomp, but Lee catches him, hits the spirit bomb. But then Orton just comes running in, RKO's Lee, takes him out, and then steals the pin on Rollins for the 3. So Randy will get another shot at Drew.
And yeah, this was a fun match. There's one bit where I think like Seth and Randy are arguing outside the ring, and then Keith Lee's inside the ring, just sort of grabs Seth by the hair, pulls him up. Yeah, and certainly, I mean, the talent in this ring was outstanding. One
good
thing
match.
to say one thing to say the least. Of course, Seth Rollins and Randy Orton are among the best in the business, and Keith Lee just kind of proved to us, I mean, especially over the last week, that not only can he hang with the best people in the business, but he can be one of the best in the business.
Yeah, he's main eventing already in this.
Main eventing already, and of course, then just Randy Orton taking advantage of every little small opportunity that he had. The right man went over. It's it's not quite Keith Lee's time.
No, it's too early for him to be. Yeah, too much too soon. That would be. But they still protect him by not having him eat the pin. Mm-hmm. And at SummerSlam we were ready for Orton to win the title, so maybe they'll just do it at Clash of Champions.
And yeah, and I think the Randy Orton of course Drew McIntyre wasn't on television this week because he has a fractured jawline or something, whatever he said. But yeah, he is still our top heel on Raw.
Yeah, definitely.
So
that's that. We'll fill in the rest of Clash of Champions in the following weeks.
Yeah, in the following weeks, of course. I mean, I guess we do have a little bit of time to build up to that, so looking forward to see what we can put together.
Indeed. But let's hop over to Tuesday night, because it's NXT Super Tuesday. That's what they're calling it. Part 1. NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So
remember when SmackDown was on Tuesdays?
It feels like forever ago.
That honestly feels like an entire fucking eternity ago. The house
hasn't even been a year, though. Can you believe
the
it?
house that AJ Styles built? Yeah, that was only like it was October was when they made the switch.
Yeah,
I think
the big debut on Fox and the killing of Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, the killing of Kofi Kingston, Dio Madden, like we just said. What else was happening? The Rock was there.
Yeah, there was a couple. The Undertaker was probably there.
The Rock and Becky Lynch beat up Baron Corbin, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, let's get to this NXT. It's Super Tuesday, trademarked most likely by the WWE. We know we have this Fatal 4-Way, this Iron Man match coming up at the end of the night, but we know that's going to be our main event. So let's kick off the show. We actually kick off the show with some tag team action, 6-man tag.
6-man tag, Legado de Fantasma versus Breezango and Isaiah Swerve Scott. And I don't think they mentioned it on the show, but the news has been told that Mauro Ranallo has officially parted ways with WWE. On mutual terms. Like, I think they're just, no hard feelings. He wants to go focus on other things his own health, his family's health back in Canada. I think he just wants to be closer to home.
Is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's a good Canadian
Oh
guy.
my God! I love him even more now.
Yeah, he's a homegrown good fella. So perhaps Wade Barrett, who is back again, seems like he may be a permanent.
Well, of course
fixture.
and a permanent fixture. Nothing can truly replace Mauro Ranallo.
No, never. One of the greats of the business.
Nothing
of all time.
And when we get our live crowds back, of course the crowd's gonna be giving us the Mamma Mias.
Yeah. And he's not retired. Like, he could still show up and do things here or there. And
You're entirely right. Yeah.
I could see him calling that Mike Tyson fight in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. He's
He
heavily involved in the boxing world and possibly in the Bellator MMA, possibly leaving his commitments over at WWE. Who knows? Might be easier for him to happen.
Indeed. But we do have that six-man tag match here. It was no DQ, no count out. So we got chairs, trash cans, ladders, tables, fire extinguisher. We get the ring filled with that thing. And there was one actually cool spot where Breeze was like hung upside down on the turnbuckle inside a trash can, and then Legato just gave him like a triple trash compactor drop kick.
Yeah, that was a fun spot.
Yeah. But mid-match, Imperium come out to attack Breezango, and then the 5 men just surround Breeze in the ring. But then Fandango and Swerve show up on a forklift somehow.
Where'd they get a forklift? Full Sail apparently is stocked with some forklifts.
It just silently appeared there. So they're up. They're extra elevated, like 2 feet higher than the top turnbuckle. And they just do this big dive off that onto the crowd of men. And then, eventually Swerve hits this cool move on Escobar and gets a 3 count.
It's rare that an NXT show starts off this hot.
Yeah, that was a hot match. You had weapons. You had the big spot off the forklift. It was great. And
from bell to bell, of course, Imperium's interference, maybe a little bit messy there, but Swerve lost to Escobar last week. And I think, their position at the top of the cruiserweight division, this conversation is certainly not over.
No. And, Breezango picked up another win, so a nice little push they've had the past few weeks.
Well, they are the champs. They should be getting pushed.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. But then we get women's action. Candice LeRae taking on Casey Catanzaro, who it's always nice to see. But, the Poison Pixie is too much for her, as Candice ends up locking in this cool submission, which she just turns into a vicious curb stomp. Stomps her face right in the floor. LeRae gets the win.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah. And then backstage, we get promos from Rhea Ripley and Mercedes Martinez. Rhea challenges her to a steel cage match next week, and Mercedes accepts.
That'll be fun. Very rare that we get the non-pay-per-view big stip, and it'll be a lot of fun to see an NXT, a cage match in this confined Full Sail space.
Yeah, I don't think we've had ladder matches. I don't think we've had a cage match.
We have not had that yet.
And yeah, not even that many cage matches in general in NXT. So
it just doesn't happen.
But up next, we got your boy Timothy Thatcher here to take on Bronson Reed. And yeah, it's just a cool matchup. Reed hits a big suicide dive, but then behind the ref's back, Austin Theory comes running out, attacks Bronson, throws him back in the ring, and Thatcher uses his grappling to just out-wrestle Reed and get in that Fujiwara armbar, and Thatcher gets the submission win.
So Austin Theory returned. I guess this is 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, so he's back on NXT, I guess. He's healing it up here.
Possibly a little bit lower exposure than that of Monday Night Raw, and certainly the Monday Night Messiah story does not need Austin Theory to come back.
No, he didn't really do much. I mean, at least he can say he wrestled on a WrestleMania.
And these were two guys who wore... Yeah, he can say that. These are two guys who were just in this this ladder match, this North American ladder match. No, he wasn't. Thatchman wasn't there.
Thatcher wasn't.
My bad. But I still think these guys are surrounding that picture of this North American title. Yeah,
the North American title division right now is looking very good.
Yeah. We got Grimy, we got Thatch, That's my Mania 36 headliner or main event. That's about it.
Well, speaking of main event, that's what it's time for. We got the Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match for the vacant NXT Championship. Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, Finn Balor, Tommaso Ciampa. First ever 4-Way Iron Man match. And the first 60-minute Iron Man match in over a decade.
Wow.
If you can believe.
I can't believe it. No, I remember we had that Iron Man match. I think it was Ziggler Rollins.
That was a 30-minute.
Where everyone was counting down each 10 seconds.
The crowd was dumb.
And then since then, this Iron Man match also, I gotta say, they faded in and out the clock.
Yeah, the clock fades in and out as the match go on. All four men just kind of having their moments here and there, but we pass 20 minutes go by. We still have no falls. Until Gargano and Finn, they have a good sequence. Finn hits the 1916, but Johnny kicks out. So Balor tries to hit the coup de grace, but
he hit a coup de grace. I know that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I got mixed up on my things here. Beth Phoenix, I think at one point, she stole a line from Nigel mentioning the lactic acids building up.
Oh, really? Ooh, the lactic acid. My personal most exciting part about the about the wrestling match.
But yes, as we said, Finn Balor, he starts running. He starts going on a roll, beating all three men around, throwing them into barricades. He gets Cole alone in the ring, and he hits the coup de grace. So Finn Balor gets the first fall of the match, 26 minutes in.
That's a long time.
It's a long time, but we still got half to go. So a bit later, Ciampa, he's alone with Balor. He hits the Willow's Bell DDT, followed by the fairy tale ending. But then Gargano runs in, tosses Ciampa out, steals the pin. So Johnny's got a point. He's on the board. But soon after that, Adam Cole starts running wild. He hits Gargano with Panama Sunrise to get his first fall. So we got three men tied at one. And then right after Ciampa, he hits another Willow's Bell DDT, gives Cole the fairy tale ending, gets the 3 count. So all four men tied at 1, 22 minutes left. Then just a lot more. Finn's looking good. Ciampa's taking a beating. Under 10 minutes, we're still tied. We finally get down to the 1 minute mark. Still tied, 1 apiece. Ciampa and Gargano, they're in the ring. They fight up to the top rope. Ciampa hits an air raid off the top rope, and then right after, Balor comes flying in with the coup de grace onto Ciampa, gets the 3 count. So with 20 seconds left, Balor is up 2-1. 10 seconds left, Cole comes flying in with the last shot, and he's struggling to roll Finn over as time's running out. The ref makes the 3 count right as time expires.
Right as time expires. He rushed his count a little bit. You can see it in the replay.
Yeah, but he made the clock, I guess.
I think on the camera side, there must have been a clock.
Yeah.
They must have had an idea of when to do this, because the way that Adam Cole can't push over Finn Balor's kind of lifeless body. He's been working so hard this entire match, and he barely got him rushed over, and the ref kind of had to do a quick to make it happen for the 2-2 tie between Finn Balor and Adam Cole.
Yeah, so right at the end there, I thought Finn had it.
I thought Finn had it. I thought he fucking had it.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted. But so we got a tie. We can't have this. William Regal comes down to the ring. He says, "All right, here's what we're gonna do. Next week on NXT Super Tuesday, Part 2. It'll be you two, 1-on-1, 1 fall to a finish. Winner is your NXT champion." So, I guess, we'll just have to stretch this out one more week.
We got to stretch it out one more week. I got to say, going 1 full hour only to set up a second match is a pretty bold move. That is a pretty bold move by the WWE, and Trips and Matt Bloom and Shawn Michaels back there. However, it does make sense with this second Super Tuesday coming up this coming week. NXT will also be on Tuesday. So that also makes sense. Balor and Cole, I think they're the right people. They're the right guys to have. It's a fresher angle to have for this match. They gave us the 2 sweet somewhere in the middle. Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano did this one spot that I love, but nobody ever does. Nobody on the main rosters ever do this. It's the double super kick Like they
Oh,
both
yeah,
get
they
each other
both-
in the back of the head at the exact same time, and they both drop.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite spots that you just never see too often. I was really disappointed with the amount of commercial. I mean, fuck, it was an hour long, but I guess it was the.
Yeah, there was. I mean, it was at the very least picture in picture, but
It felt like it felt like there were the same amount of commercials as there would have been, but I was like, really, guys? Like, Snickers couldn't have paid for one of these commercials. Or,
yeah, they could have done more. Front loaded the show a bit more, but
and that's what it is. And because I'm watching the picture in picture, knowing that there's not going to be a fall.
yeah,
But
Exactly,
you're kind of
yeah.
like, oh fuck, I gotta watch it anyways. And the main event had a lot to live up to. The action certainly delivered in a lot of moments. An hour is a lot of time to fill. With all those fucking commercial breaks.
yeah. I just hope they do the right thing and let Balor win next week.
I think Balor's got to walk away with this thing too. I mean, it's the freshest option, and for a performer to come back after 5 years on the main roster, to come back and reclaim his championship, becoming one of 3 two-time NXT champions. I mean, that's something to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. That'll be next Tuesday. That's how we finish off this week's NXT.
Yeah, no takeovers or anything for Insight.
No takeovers or anything in sight. However, this Saturday on the 5th, there is a pay-per-view we need to talk about. It's All Out. Let's just cover up that card as we see it right now. Mike, do you have the card in front of you?
I do.
So why don't you book this one for me?
All right. So apparently, we're gonna have a pre-show match. It's kind of unfortunate that this is on the pre-show because her big return, Britt Baker, is taking on Big Swole.
This is
in
a
a
this a pre-show match?
Apparently, I'm just reading this now.
This sucks.
But, yeah, it's going to be a tooth and nail match, whatever that means.
They have to fight.
guess,
They have to fight tooth and nail. I have no clue what this means.
I guess Dynamite aired tonight, and we haven't seen it yet, so we'll probably find out.
Oh, it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's airing right now. Okay,
So,
well,
slight spoiler. We'll find out what exactly
something
that is.
happened between Britt Baker and Big Swole involving teeth and nails, possibly. Reba was also there, I'm sure, getting yelled at. That'll be our
Yeah.
pre-show match. Too bad.
Yeah, so we'll see. Too bad.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the main card. We got Matt Hardy taking on Sammy Guevara in a Broken Rules match, which I have been led to believe is basically a last man standing match.
Okay, well, which I
answer
have
the count
been
of 10.
led to believe. Yeah, it certainly doesn't sound like the rules are that of the Broken universe.
Yeah, but there is an extra step where if Matt Hardy loses, he must leave AEW.
Now that's a weird step for a guy who just joined AEW. So I can only presume Matt Hardy has to go over on this one.
Or it could just be a way for him to become another character.
Oh yeah, like Matt Hardy leaves AEW, but
Damascus is
somebody else returns. That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
Well,
Sammy Guevara doesn't win too often, and and we've been saying this the whole time. He's young; he'll get his chance. We say the same thing about Jungle Boy, but the losses do add up.
Yeah, you need some here and there. Some crumbs.
Yeah, give
Feed on.
Sammy some little crumbs, like the little house hippo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then we also got Jurassic Express taking on the Young Bucks. Just in a for fun match, I guess.
In a for fun match, of course. I guess they're two of the top tag teams out there. We always like to see Jungle Boy, and you can't have a card without the Young Bucks.
No.
No.
Not All Out.
Not at All Out. They invented All Out.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But we got more tags. We got the Dark Order, or at least we got Brody Lee, Cabana, Uno, and Stu taking on Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and Dustin and QT Marshall.
Probably another win for the Dark Order here. But AEW fans love their tag wrestling, so this will just be another showcase of that.
And yeah, Cody. Hopefully, he'll just be gone. They're just gonna sell that beating for a while. Have Cody stay away. But then we got the annual 21-man Casino Battle Royal, where the winner gets a future AEW World Title shot. So we don't know everyone, but we know Darby Allin's going to be in there. Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Pentagon, Phoenix, Butcher, Blade, Eddie Kingston, Sean Spears, Billy Gunn, Austin Gunn, Jake Hager, Santana, Ortiz, Chuck Taylor, Trent, and who else? Who else? Anyone else?
And who else? Who else wants it? Who else wants it? Yeah, that's right. These casino battle royals are always fun. It's probably the same. The rules aren't there. There are kind of rules. It's like everyone kind of comes down in groups of 4.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah,
and they kind of change around every time. Last week on AEW, I think we kind of moved over this very quickly. But Lance Archer and Brian Cage are getting into it together. Two absolute monsters and powerhouses, and that, you know, I mean, this I just want to see the stare down between.
There's a lot of big names in here,
and I think Lance Archer and Brian Cage have to have their own little stare down. You know, I guess we ask ourselves the question now: is the winner going to be one of these names we see, or will the winner be a TBD? Just because Sean Spears is in the match doesn't necessarily mean he's going to win.
No. I mean, Cody could show up in this thing if you want.
Yeah, these things are
Actually, no,
these things
he's
are
not allowed.
fun. They're all over the place. It's you know, they get to be funny. They get to be high energy at spots. Yeah, it's going to be another great battle royal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope eventually they do kind of take the Royal Rumble format of more individual entrances.
I mean,
bit more
yeah, you can, or you know, I mean, I guess every new gimmick needs to start somewhere, and AEW saying like, no, this is the way we do it.
Yeah, I get it for now.
Yeah,
For now, it's fine. But we got the AEW Women's Championship on the line here as Hikaru Shida defends against NWA Women's Champion Thunder Rosa.
so this is not a title for title.
I don't believe so.
Or
I think it's just
winner
AEW.
takes all or anything. So it would be this is the match that could swerve us all. The NWA Women's Champion winning this AEW World Championship, possibly, you know, unifying the two brands. That would be a story.
Yeah, that could happen. They are kind of in cahoots, these two companies.
And, you know, Hikaru Shida has held the belt since Double or Nothing, which, you know, we may have forgotten, but that was in May. It was over 3 months ago.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we just want anything for this division right now.
Yeah, we'll take anything we can get with this division.
So
yeah.
just give us a good match and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
For now. But we got the AEW World Tag Titles, Kenny Omega, Adam Page defending against FTR. So Adam Page, does everything come to a head here? The friendship, the alcoholism. I don't know. Kenny slowly turning as well. He's been acting a little crazy.
Or do we see something out of left field? This match doesn't even start because Kenny Omega and Adam Page are beating the shit out of each other.
I don't know. Either way, FTR is walking away with those belts.
I think it is time. You are right. They Kenny Omega and Hangman Page have been champions since the Rock and Rager at Sea. It's been a long enough time. We know this turn has been happening. I'm just really excited to. I just want to see how it happens.
Yeah, no, I'm invested. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm in for the ride.
Me too.
Then we got Chris Jericho taking on Orange Cassidy in the Mimosa Mayhem match, which can only be won by pinfall, submission, or throwing your opponent into a giant tank filled with a bunch of orange juice mixed with champagne to make the mimosa.
So we know what that means. Somebody's going into the tank.
Yeah, someone's getting dunked.
Jericho's getting dunked.
Hopefully Jericho's getting dunked. Hopefully he wears a new suit for it just to get messed up.
Yeah, like we need a new suit to get covered with mimosas. Yeah, that's right. I think this will be the their third kind of their third matchup, right? So this is sort of where it should end. And Jericho, by getting thrown into a vat full of mimosas, you don't really like lose, right? You didn't get pinned. You didn't tap out. You just kind of got thrown into a tank of mimosas. And Orange Cassidy could be the one to do that.
Yeah, but the humiliation would bother Jericho just as much
Yeah, seriously.
as if he were pinned.
It's the humiliation that would get him.
But the main event, the World Championship match, Jon Moxley defending against MJF. And Jon Moxley is banned from using his Paradigm Shift finishing move. So I believe that if he uses it mid-match, it's just over. MJF's your champion.
I believe so. That's what the contract signing led me to believe. I guess before page 17. Some of that some of that information was written. You know, Moxley's held his belt for a long time now, and every time he's in a new title match, I want to say I don't think it's the time for him to lose it.
No, he's still has a good thing going. I love MJF, but it might be too early for him to win this thing.
Yeah, but you know, and just kind of like we were saying with, or just like I was saying with Jungle Boy and Sammy Guevara, like the losses for, you know, these young studs, they will start kind of adding up. You know, and what is it like for, you know, the first 2 years of being on AEW, you lose all the time, and then you get your push. Gotta wonder how you book these, especially the kids. Like, how do you book these kids to make them stars later?
Who knows? Maybe he gets a big win.
Oh, no, imagine he gets the big win. Moxley wants to take some time off. We don't know what it's going to be. My mind's going Moxley, though. Because he's champ, baby.
Yeah, well, that belt's he's only defended it like once or something.
No, I think it was a few more times than you think.
Twice?
Yeah.
Well,
it's twice. It's not once.
Yeah. But, yes, he is double champ, and he probably will still be after this weekend.
Yeah, he's still, I think PWI voted him the #1 wrestler in the world. He's at the top of his game. He's never been bigger. He's the biggest draw right now for this brand. Keep it on him.
Keep it on, Moxley.
And that will be All Out on Saturday, and that was this episode of the podcast.
Yes, the Super Tuesday special.
It was a Super Wednesday special. I'll give you something like that,
sorry.
Mike. Mike, we only have time for one more thing here on the podcast. We know what it is. It's the Wrestler of the Week.
It's the wrestler of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week.
I don't even have to give you a reason. I mean, when you walk into a building and not contractually obligated to fight, you show up and fight, and you do so with the best goddamn teeth in the business. You deserve the prestige that you're being thrown at. And there's only one person who fits that bill: Roman motherfucking Reigns. Since his epic return at SummerSlam, I've just been over the moon with joy seeing him come back. Roman Reigns brings a lot of good stuff to this business, and I cannot wait to see heel Roman take this title to new places. Roman Reigns, you're my Wrestler of the Week.
Well, sir, let's just make it unanimous.
Yeah, baby, I'm writing it down.
He's back. He hasn't even been available for this title for many, many, many months now. But Roman Reigns, you're our Wrestler of the Week champion. Clean sweep.
Clean sweep, congratulations. This is our first unanimous Wrestler of the Week since Edge took home the title after I shouldn't say his greatest wrestling match ever. After the greatest wrestling match ever. Mike, I love it when you and I are on the same page.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, heel Roman Reigns. How could you not?
How could you not love it, right? And we already do. And that's all the time we have for this week on the podcast here, folks. Thanks for listening. Remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe. The podcast is everywhere. It's on YouTube. It's on, just like Joe Rogan, we're also on Spotify. Mm-hmm. Just like Rogan. But unlike Rogan, we're not getting rid of our back catalog of episodes to appease the network. Because we say fuck that.
YouTube's getting wiped. All his clips.
No, a bunch of his episodes got taken off Spotify. Like Spotify took off like 45 different Rogan episodes.
Why?
That's the fucking question
Like,
for all of us.
were they
all
controversial or something?
All the Joey Diaz episodes, all the all the Chris D'Elia episodes, all the Alex Jones episodes, all the Milo Yiannopoulos episodes.
See, Alex Jones, I could understand maybe if it's like controversial shit,
but there's a list. I'll find you the full list. But unlike the Rogan podcast, we will be here pumping out all of these episodes, Mike. I can't wait for next week's show. We got All Out to talk about. Possibly by the next time we record the show, there could be a brand new NXT champion.
Could be. We'll see you for the All Out Fallout.
I like that. Can we trademark that? Can we get Cody on the phone and trademark All Out Fallout?
Yeah, and sell it to him.
Well, we're at it. Well, Mike, you take care. You have a great night, folks. Thanks for listening, and I guess we'll be seeing you around.
Yeah, see ya next time.